through and through. Oh, the Toon Review. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. By the fans, for the fans, through and through. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Toon Review. It is match day. It is derby day. It is Sunderland versus Newcastle. And we bring you full commentary of the game live here on the Toon Review YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is me going solo today, folks. Unfortunately, Billy is poorly and cannot make it. Alex is away in Poland and, well, Sam is out, shall we say, watching the game. So hopefully you'll support me this afternoon as I go through the whole day solo. But I am very, very excited. It is derby day, of course. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And hopefully the lads will turn up today. They'll smash Sunderland into pieces and we will take the 3 points back to Tyneside where they belong. It's going to be a cracking game. If you do enjoy today's show, folks, don't forget to give it the thumbs up. It's very important to the channel. We keep those coming in. And, of course, please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. It is free to subscribe. All we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows on the channel. And, of course, memberships are available. That's the join button underneath myself. And, of course, super chats are also available, which is the $ under the live chat, which will guarantee your comment to be read out on the show. Now, I know we're playing in blue today, guys, but the lads at Lineup Builder, they can put two strips in, of course, because green's our official away strip. It has to be on the graphics, unfortunately, but on the stats and stuff, as you can see there, it is blue. So just forget the green shirts. It doesn't matter. It's what the team does on the pitch, not what colour shirts are on a graphic, quite honestly. But hey, it's all about the game. It is all about the game. And without further ado, let's look at the two sides today. This is how we line up against the Mackems. Ramsdale in goal. Hall, Tonali, Gordon, Chow, Alanga, Livramento, Voltemada, Byrne, Bruno, and Miley. On the bench is Ruddy, Cher, Joe Linton, Wisser, Barnes, Murphy, Willock, Murphy, and Ramsey. So a very strong bench as well. Wisser doesn't start the game. He goes with Voltemada, so I don't know what you guys make of that. But we do have, obviously, Big Joe on the bench. I think that's the right decision. Even though Eddie might turn around and say, well, he wasn't quite fit enough to start the game. I don't believe that. I think he would have put Miley in anyway, folks. So I'm looking forward to that midfield. Tonali, for me, he has to step up today, 100%. He hasn't been on form since he's been ill, but this is the kind of game that you just feel like Tonali will be fired up for, and he will thrive in this atmosphere. It's going to be incredible. Toon Assassin, who's been a member for 11 months, is hoping for a massive win today. Good luck for the show, Paul. Let's get into them, Toon. And Connor, no Paul, no party. Best watch along. How are the lads? Thank you, Connor. Much appreciated, buddy. Right, let's take a look at the Mackems and see how they line up today. They go with Royce in goal, Mukelele, Ballard, Alde, Trete, Ronaldo, Xhaka, Siddiqui, Lefay, Traore, Tarby, and Brobby. So they are pretty strong as well. The bench isn't too bad. Isidore as well, who's been known to score a few goals. I thought he might actually start the game today, but they haven't. They've gone another way. So that's how the Mackems line up against us. Are you confident looking at that Sunderland side? Do you think we have what it takes to get the 3 points today? Will we turn up, of course, is the bigger question. Jens says, I'm very happy about the lineup. It's perfect. Let's go. Yeah, I've seen some good things about the lineup. Guys, just one thing. If you're watching Sky, there is literally no coverage of the game. At all. It's all about other teams. It is pathetic, the lack of build-up to this game that Sky have put on today. It is shameful. And, you know, I've seen a few comments already saying that they're cancelling the subscriptions after this game, because it's ridiculous, guys. It is absolutely shambolic, the build-up. It's been shocking. So switch them off. watch the game, obviously, turn the commentary off and listen to me. You know, we'll have a great time in here this afternoon and hopefully celebrating a win over Sunderland, of course. Automatic, glad Miley is starting. Alanga in the start 11 caught me out. I was a little surprised. I think it was, for me, it was Barnes or Murphy who was going to be in those positions, but it's not, of course. It's Alanga. And listen, what a time for him to stand up today. What a time it would be for him to stand up. Louise with the super chat. Merry Christmas to all at TTR. Hope next year your best ever. Thank you, Louise. Very kind. Dr. House says, let's smash the Mackhams today. How are the lads? Danny Boy gives you an emotion like no other day. Come on. Absolutely. Edward Gaunt over there in Japan. Hope you're well, Edward. Up the tune, like the lineup. And Simon Muller, member for 21 months, says, I feel a 3-0 win for us. Hope Eddie gets the subs right. Well, listen, he's got to. He's got to get the subs right. This is huge. This is absolutely massive. And listen, everything has to be right today. The tactics have to be right. The lads have to be in the very, very right frame of mind to go out there and do the job. And we have to try and silence that crowd at the stadium like very, very quickly. We know we tend to start games very quick, but it's maintaining that, isn't it? And we haven't been able to do that of late. We've sort of died off after 7 or 8 minutes, and then we've allowed the opposition to come back onto us. We can't allow that today. We have to be at our absolute best. This is a derby. And I know thoughts always turn to, well, form goes out the window in derbies, etc. To a degree, that's fine. But you have to play well. You have to play your very, very best football. And that lineup there, for me, we've got to go and just dominate the game. Show them who is number one in the Northeast. Show them why we have had so much success in the last few seasons. It's got to happen. We need to be fully pumped up for this. Dan says, fuck Sky, fuck the pundits, and fuck the Mackhams. Well, I mean, that's tremendous, Dan. Well said. Absolutely well said. James says, this is the biggest game of the season, arguably the decade. Look, this is much bigger than the FA Cup game, right? I mean, look, the FA Cup game was a big occasion a couple of years ago, but Sunderland was struggling back then. We were fully expected to go and turn up and win the game, and we did convincingly. We were very comfortable in that game. Today is very different. Today, Sunderland have had a very good start to the Premier League. They're ready to go. They're doing really well, and they're capable of scoring goals. And what they do well is they pump the ball into that area. They'll give you hell. They'll work very hard. We have to match that. 100% have to match that. And if we don't, serious questions have to be asked as to why. Because if we're not up for this game, then you have to seriously ask questions of both the manager and the players and where their fucking heads are at, because it doesn't get bigger than this for Newcastle United fans, and they have to share that. The players have to share that. They have to share what the fans feel. They have to be up for it. Now, look, Voldemort is starting. I was a little bit surprised. I genuinely thought Whistle would start today. I know he's been out injured. I know he's had his problems, but I generally thought Whistle might come in today because Voldemort has looked very leggy. He's looked very tired. But listen, tiredness goes out the window. It's all about adrenaline that gets you through this kind of football game, without a shadow of a doubt. Calvin says, happy with the lineup. Thought Barnes might keep his place, but Alanga has started looking better. How are the lads? And Graham Ritchie says, best wishes to Billy. Huge game, nervous as hell, but confident of a win today. How are the Toon? And another super chat there from Sean. Can you give me mate a shout out, the Darlow Dart? Darlow Dart, good afternoon. Enjoy the game, and hopefully we win it. Stacey says, afternoon, everyone. I'm still going for 3-1 to the Toon. Yep, I said 3-1. I really did. Jasmine says, Paul, can you give the team a team talk before kickoff? I'd love to get in there. I would love to shake it up in there, without a doubt, because some of these players, they need to know what this is all about. They've been through it in the cup game. Absolutely have. Why are you telling me to chill? It's a Sunderland derby. Don't tell me to chill. For God's sake, give over with that. If you don't want that, then watch somebody else who doesn't share the enthusiasm. Bloody hell. Come on. 10 10 DTM or that's something like that. I'm not sure. Confidently win. Newcastle 12-0. Wow. I mean, listen, 12-0, I think we'd be shouting from the rooftops for months if that was the case. I know there's a lot of people saying, chill, are you mental? Exactly. How can anybody chill when we're building up the kickoff for a Tyne-Wear derby? I mean, bloody hell. I'm not chilling. I'm going to go bloody nuts, whichever way it goes. I've been too long in the tooth of Newcastle United fan not to chill before a fucking derby game. Holy hell, man. Nobody's been chilled for the last 7 days or in the build-up or even since the fixtures were released. Bloody Nora. It's a derby day. Let's go. Mech says, tell you what, I'm getting very nervy now. Well, listen, you wouldn't be human if you weren't nervous, right? I'll give you that. There's no way anybody is not nervous before this game. It is going to be huge. Kaylee says, if you chill about this, then you lack the passion. 100%, Kaylee, 100%. Nigel says, bring the 3 points home for Billy today, lads, and no chilling here. Nobody's chilled. Bloody hell. I'm staggered by that comment. Paul, it's not a derby anymore, remember? That's what all the Mackhams said when we won the cup as to the reason why they weren't bothered. Yeah. It suddenly changes that, doesn't it, when they're in the same league as us? Wissa better get some minutes today, says Ben. I agree with that, Ben. I want to see Wissa on there. Not starting Wissa puts more pressure on him. If we're chasing goals for this, it does not make sense. I'm nervous as fuck now. Hey, let's just trust in Big Volta. Let's be Big Nick will come to the rescue. Stephen, thank you for your super chat. Get well, Billy. 5:30 a.m. here in California, but very excited. Yes, indeed. All over the world, people are excited. Don't want you taking before the kickoff. We need you at half time. I'm here. How are the lads watching from Sydney at 1 a.m.? People watching all over the world. Hello to everybody watching this channel all over the world. Please do remember to subscribe if you are new. And hopefully, well, they'll do it for everybody. Mick Jackson says, just taking my seat, so just before signing off, just have to say, come on. Thanks, Mick. Supporting the tune from Sacramento in California. Thank you very much. Spain, 3 p.m. Channel Right says, me and my little dog certainly aren't chilling. Even the dogs are nervous, guys. Even the dogs. We've got Wagner over there in Brazil. Hope you're well, Wagner. Our thoughts are with those people. Absolutely. Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. Scenes from Bondi Beach. I don't know how in this day and age that happens. It's shameful. I believe at least 10 dead in the shooting. Just awful. And of course, a Sunderland legend did pass away yesterday. Gary Rowell, of course, if you don't know who he is, he was an incredible player for Sunderland, an absolute legend at the club. And I'm sure they're going to do something to remember Gary Rowell today. I think, minute silence, says Chris. But, football takes a backseat when it comes to life itself, doesn't it? And listen, what Gary Rowell did for football was incredible. He was an incredible player, and thoughts and prayers go to his family and friends. Terrible news that, but hey, life is cruel at times. Yeah, Turpy, I know, matey, I know. Rox Foster with a super sticker. Thank you, Rox, much appreciated. Now, I've been working on something over the course of the weekend before today's show. I wanted to put a montage together, which I think will hopefully get everybody going. It's a montage of photos with tremendous music to get you going, folks. I've worked quite hard on this to put it together. It's around 2 minutes long, just to get you guys in the right frame of mind, if you're not already, by the way. So enjoy the next 2 minutes looking over photos of past clashes between Sunderland and Newcastle United. I really do hope you enjoy what I put together. Next 2 minutes, enjoy and pump you. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that and got you in the mood. UK sales, you can piss off if you don't like it, quite frankly. Get back to talking. That is what it's all about. The Mackems and smashing them. Really, really, really now pumped up, ready for this. And I'm sure you guys are as well out there in supporter land. We've seen a lot of classic derbies over the years. It's our turn to turn things around a little bit. We've won one of the last 5, of course. And this time is what matters. This is back in the Premier League. This is big, huge. Dr. House says, chill. I'm about as chill as a volcano in the middle of the Sahara Desert, as we all are. Nerves are shot. Foxington been with us for 3 months. Spanish TV have compared the match to El Clasico, and German Sky have had good coverage. Shame I don't understand a word they're saying. How are the lads? Yeah, they kind of trump the useless Sky of the UK. Average Moku says, I'm watching with my dad. Can you say good afternoon, Les? I've just said it. Good afternoon, Les. Hope you're well. Johnny Seen, a member for 11 months, says, wearing my Lucky Gordon jersey, so hopefully gets on the score sheet again. Let's get into them. How are the lads? Cool Dude says, how are me bonny lads? Let's get into them. Trolls, Burn worries me a lot. He is way too often out of position. Well, let's just hope he's running on pure adrenaline today. And make sure he stays in position alongside Malik Chow. Rachel says, good luck to the Toon and TTR. I'm very nervous. Kev, as Stato says, it's just another game. Like fuck it is. Let's smash the Mackems. Absolutely, Kev. Superb. Watching from Melbourne, 4-day-old son on my lap. Even he's up, the big one. Toon. Well, hopefully brings us a bit of good luck. Brilliant. And Pedro, member for 6 months, going to meet Toon Army Houston to watch the game and hear TTR commentary. Toon. Thank you, Pedro. Pass our best wishes on to the Toon Army in Houston and tell them all to get themselves subscribed to us as well. Right, where are we? We're 11 minutes from kickoff, folks. It's going to be a classic. Celine says, palms are sweaty, knees are weak, arms are heavy, not as confident as yesterday. That's fine. You know, in the build-up to the game, you just start getting a little sweaty palms, don't you? And it's like, oh, my God, you know, confident and everything like that. And listen, we are confident. Of course we are. We have to be confident because I think the lads have to be confident going out there for a start. This is just going to be an absolute classic. I hope it's a classic anyway, not just the 0-0, because a lot of times derbies, they never live up to it, do they? But Newcastle and Sunderland, I think, does over the years. It's very much lived up to the reputation. Paul Spence says, I want another photo with Mad Dog in front of the Toon Army. Yes, that's what we want at the end of the game. A big squad photo. Everybody celebrating 3 points. River Tyne says, so I've been told this is not even our biggest game this week. Aye, whatever. It bloody is. Listen, I know we're in a quarterfinal of a cup in midweek, but this is... Listen, support Newcastle since God knows when, 1982 or whatever. You know, you start to learn and very, very quickly about this rivalry with Sunderland. You know, especially with my family, half my mother's side being Mackems and dad's side being obviously Geordies. It's huge. It's huge. The Tuna says, well done for getting it right, TDR. Tyne-Wear, not the other way around. Well, nobody says that as an area, do they? They never go, I'm traveling up to Weir Tyne. And I'm like, no, you say Tyne-Wear. We're heading up to Tyne-Wear. Tyne-Wear is always as it is. So it'll always be known as the Tyne-Wear. I'm never saying Weir Tyne in a million sodden years. No way. Paul House Billy, he's not too well at the minute. He's struggling a bit, is War Billy. But hopefully we'll see him back on our screens very, very shortly. Trevor McDonald says 1982. I was just about a gleam in my dad's eye as he spotted my mum across the bar. Turpy says, I don't know why Sky have been trying to change its name all week. It's pathetic. It's a pathetic channel these days. I don't know why they do what they do. Because, you know, the coverage today has been terrible. And you look at other channels around the world and they know how big this is. Becky says, I'm currently 7 months pregnant, so trying to keep stress levels down. We'll let you know how that goes. Bloody hell, Becky, Christ. Keep yourself calm. You've got a couple of months to go. Let's not bring little one forward too early, shall we? we've got a new member of the channel, Matthew. Thank you very much, Matthew. Welcome to the YouTube TTR membership. We really do appreciate that. Tony says, well, one of the main presenters on Sky is a Mackem. That could be the reason. Yeah. Paul, I had nerves on Wednesday, won't have any nerves on Tuesday. Bit I, they are bigger games according to some Muppets. Oh, that's exactly what they are. They're Muppets who don't know. Garant, member for 23 months. Billy, if you're watching, get well soon, mate, from all of us. Well, if he's not asleep, I'm sure he's tuning in. I can't see him being asleep for the game. So hopefully he's on the mend. I spoke to him earlier on today, but he's not well enough to come on, folks. Here is Barbara, member for 46 months. Hi to all at the award-winning Toon Review. Thank you. Hi, Paul. It's 46 months and part of my life now, as is Newcastle. Get well soon, Billy. And hi to Sam and all the mods. Thank you, Barb. Hope you're well. And Trolls has also gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you very much, Trolls. Much appreciated. Hendy says, just subscribed. I don't have access to the match, so I think I might hang around here for now. Well, you're very welcome, Hendy. It's a fantastic place to be on match day. We have a lot of fun. Now, depending on how the game goes, of course, I can't promise to keep calm, and nobody in the chat will probably be able to keep calm either. This is what really matters to us Geordies and to the Mackems as well. Johnny says his arse is twitching like a rabbit's nose. I think everybody's is, buddy. Chris says, thinking 3-1 to the Toon, a Gordon hat-trick. I will not be too dischuffed with that. I will love it. I will absolutely love it. Mike says, as a Middlesbrough fan, I always root for Newcastle to smash the hell out of Sunderland. It's good to see all the North East teams doing so well, though. Absolutely, Mike, and you're very welcome on here. As we say, we always allow opposition fans on here because it's a football channel as well as a Newcastle one, and it's nice to get opinions of opposition fans as long as they are sensible and they talk with they're adult about things, and we have proper discussions, not throwing shit at each other all the time. Lewis Smiley for me. Yeah, I've just seen a few people, hoping he might get one today. It's a big game for Lewis Smiley, but he's played in the big atmospheres before. He has done everything, and he's only 19. He is ready to go today. And I think the decision to play him ahead of Joe Linton is a one that I really do like. The fact is, Eddie might turn around and say, well, he had a slight groin problem. That's why he didn't play. Fair enough. But I don't think that's the case. I think he would have started him anyway. Got me lucky Toon Top. Cup final winning beanie on today. Yes. Come on, the Mags. Fly high today for your loyal supporters, NUFC. Yes. Listen, do it for everything. Do it for yourselves. Do it for the badge, for the fans, for the club. Oh, do it for everybody. Just let's not take any shit from these fuckers today. Now, just as usual on a Matchday Live, folks, if you want to be in sync with me for the game, if you're ahead of me for whatever reason, just press pause as you go to kick off. I'll then tell you when we kick off on here, and then we will all be in sync. If you just press play when I say, right, we've kicked off, we'll all be in sync. Of course, you don't have to do that. But please, I beg you not to put any spoilers in the chat until I've commentated on it. The mods will remove you. We don't want that. We want everybody to have a great watch along. So please, no spoilers in the chat. If you want to be level with me, just wait until I say, right, we're underway. Then press play on your TV and we'll all be in sync. But please, no spoilers. UK streams was, yeah, he's been taken off for a reason, if you saw his previous comments. So just leave it at that, shall we? Is there any super chats we need to cover before we get going? Yeah, Nick's pick says, let's show them they don't belong in the Premier League. And Ike for PM says he is hoping we Black and Whites put their hands together alongside Mackers for Gary Rowell. Yeah, absolutely. They deserve that. No doubt about it. Just awful what happened to him. But I've got the Newcastle lineup coming through on the screen at the moment. Of course, a back four, they need to be on their game today, as do the midfield, because we need the midfield to turn up today, folks. That is the big one for me. They have to turn up, because it's no point Sunderland coming through our midfield and dominating. They will try and be physical. I've no doubt about the Granit Xhaka, etc. will try and get at us, but we have to be right into them from the off, folks. Right into them. Bruv with a super sticker. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Just looking at the Sunderland manager now. He looks calm as a cucumber, as you'd probably expect. And then he gives a quick shake of the hand with Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall. An extremely quick shake of the hand, by the way. Certainly not the love that we've seen from many people in the past when it comes to this game. This is huge. Come on. Let's just get this kicked off and get underway. Eddie Howe looks very calm. He's sitting down. Jason Tindall's in the technical director's box as Eddie now gets up and heads towards the technical area. Of course, now they're gathering in the circle where they'll have the minute silence for Sunderland legend Gary Rowell, of course, who was an incredible footballer for Sunderland, a legend at the club. And, you know, hopefully everybody will abide by the minute's silence. Well, it's actually a minute's applause, which I quite like. It's better than a minute's silence. A minute's applause is thankful for what you've done. And it stops the idiots, doesn't it? When it's all silent, it stops the idiots barking on. So I'm pleased that they've got a minute's applause going as well. So that's nice for Gary Rowell, somebody who was a very, very popular player in my early years with, watching football and obviously listening to my mother's family about Sunderland. As Jermaine Defoe, Kevin Phillips, both there, of course they are. George with a super chat saying 2 magpies outside my front window. Well, let's pray and hope that they bring you some good fortune and bring us some good fortune, George. So that is finished. We're ready. Almost ready for kickoff, folks. Remember, no spoilers in the chat, please. And of course, if you want to be level with me, I will tell you when we kick off on here. You don't have to, but no spoilers. Because there's a lot of people who can't watch the game who just listen to the commentary. So, Sunderland fans, very good voice, as you'd expect. It's a bloody derby game, but we're itching closer to kickoff now. Lots of Santa hats, as you would imagine, in the Sunderland crowd. This is what it's all about, folks. It's all about this. It's all about the now at the Stadium of Light. We are ready to kick off. Newcastle will kick the game off, going from left to right. We're waiting for the referee to give the go-ahead. Bruno will get us underway. And here we go. We're off at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland, Newcastle, and immediately the long ball comes in from Newcastle. Ballard gets it away for Sunderland. Good header by Livramento. And now Lewis Hall takes it down on his chest. Settles things down. He's taken down. Free kick to Newcastle. Good strong play very early from Lewis Hall, by the way. Just took the ball calmly on his chest and just made way towards the goal. And now it's an opportunity for Bruno to launch the ball towards the Sunderland penalty area. It's around 10 yards inside Sunderland's half, so he's just going to have to float this, really. But as usual, Byrne, Voltemata, Chow, all on the edge of the box, all waiting for the ball. In it comes from Bruno. And there's a clash in there, but the referee's awarded a free kick to Sunderland. A foul by Voltemata, apparently. I didn't see anywhere there. Voltemata looks as confused as anybody else. Peter Banks, of course, the referee, folks. I'm not... Listen, I say that about every referee, don't I? You know, every referee that we have. But what a big game this is for him to referee today. He has to get it right as well. Royce with the the free kick for Sunderland just outside the penalty area. Launched long. Chow is underneath this, can't quite get there. Brobby tried to get ahead of Chow, but Sunderland have the ball back now and in possession with Ballard. Ballard now chips it towards the Newcastle penalty area, out wide now. Here's Brobby again. Turns. Sunderland trying to keep a bit of possession here. Siddiqui inside for number... That's quite good football by Sunderland, actually. Now across to Ballard, back into the middle again. And this has started off very much with Sunderland possession, of course, after that Newcastle United free kick. As they bring it into the Newcastle half again. Not many options there. We've passed out wide now to Talby on the left-hand side. And he goes back again to Aldrete. Again, this is very patient from Sunderland now, just on the halfway line with Ballard. Now he sends it long. Hall is underneath it, but Hall can't get there. And is that a goal kick? Yes, it is. Good defending by Lewis Hall. As we take a look at Anthony Elanga, big game for Elanga today, of course. He's got to get in there. He's got to get in there from the start, Elanga. And make a real impression today is what we want. He's got to make an impression. And the bookies have gone 50% with Newcastle to win this game today, 24% a draw, 26% a Sunderland win. Well, we'll wait and see. As Hall again wins the ball in the air. Gordon gives chase. Played down the line. Byrne is there with a header. Bit of head tennis going on here at the minute. Now Brobbery brings it down. Nice tackle. Voltemada on the ball now. Brings it down well. Gordon in support. Wasn't a great ball. A very, very tight ball there. Just tried to flick it to Gordon, but we do win a throw-in. Byrne now across to Malik Chow. In turn to this near side to Livramento. Livramento to Elanga. Elanga's first touch, not great there. And Sunderland have got the throw. Elanga, it just bounces off Elanga there. It was straight to him from Livramento, but it wasn't great control by Elanga. Just bounced off his foot. And straight away gives Sunderland the throw in. Oh, that short one for Ballard, and he was in two minds whether to come and get it. Voldemar, and not very quick there to realise that he could have intercepted that. As Lewis Hall gives it back to Ramsdale. But that was an opportunity there because Ballard hesitated, and then Voldemar has sort of stopped as well. Gordon now for Newcastle, still in his own half. Tries to play it into Voldemar. Alderete has stepped up there and intercepted the ball, but Gordon's done well to win it back. Sunderland then get that back. A bit scrappy at the minute, to be fair. And it's now with number 27, Siddiqui for Sunderland. Now Xhaka. 17 is Ronaldo. And he goes back to Alderete again. Now Xhaka. Good pressing by Tonali there. And across to Ballard. Sunderland having the majority of possession so far. Newcastle seem content just to watch and just keep an eye on Sunderland at the moment. But I'm not sure I like this tactic from Newcastle when we sit back like this. I don't like it at all. Here's Ballard. Out to the far side now. And a chance to get a cross in. Gordon's there to try and intercept it. But this will come into the box now. It's not a great cross. It's cleared by Tonali, but it's a little bit of loose control there, but Newcastle managed to play it out well between Hall and Gordon. Gordon, he's given it away, looking for Miley inside of him. And Xhaka has it again for Sunderland as they look to mount another attack. Here they come. Byrne is there, but Tonali clears it. Oh, that's awful from Sandro Tonali. Straight to another red and white shirt. Now Xhaka. Xhaka plays it out wide for Ronaldo. He is going to look to get the cross in. In it comes. Chow is there to head it away. Now back to Xhaka. This is not a good start from Newcastle, guys. I mean, that was a terrible clearance from Sandro Tonali. Literally no power or pace on it. Just a left foot pass back to a Sunderland player. And we're allowing them the ball very early doors. Little 1-2s and things like that. They're coming off for the Mackems at the minute. Here's Xhaka. Back to Aldrete and across to Ballard again. Lots of space for Ballard to bring the ball forward. Ballard chips it down the line. Byrne's got to get there and sort of did. And he's battling with Brobbery. And it is a corner to Sunderland. We're all out of the shop, guys. We're all over the shop early doors. But listen, you'd expect this from Sunderland. They're the home side. You'd expect them to start well and start fast in a derby. But to be honest, some of our guys look half asleep right now, is fair to say. As Granit Xhaka comes over to take the corner for Sunderland now, this is where they will try and press us. Rochi Billy's not well, unfortunately. He's quite poorly at the minute. Sitting back, letting them have the ball. In comes the corner from Xhaka. It's to the back post. Toon Army is there with a good strong header. Played back into the penalty area. Burners up there, bouncing around still. Now Voldemar puts his foot through it high into the Sunderland sky. But we just cannot get a hold of the ball at the minute. Sunderland knocking it around well, but that's a good interception from Lewis Hall. Now Gordon. Gordon wants to get on with it. He's cut right inside now. Lovely ball out to the near side to Livramento. He's got Alanga ahead of him. Alanga turns. Sees what's ahead of him. Cuts inside now, Alanga. Nice ball into Voldemar. Voldemar back to Alanga, but Royce is quick off his line to grab the ball. But a nice bit of interchange there between Alanga and Voldemar. I thought Alanga had made a terrible pass inside, but it was actually a good ball into Voldemar, who plays the 1-2 with Alanga. Just too much power on it, unfortunately, for the Swede to get on the end of it. But that was better. Given that we've had such a rough start to this game. Aldrete now brings it forward again. Good pressing this time by Bruno. And he robs him. Now Aldrete's got to be quick. Voldemar is on him. And it gets it back to Royf. And now Ballard. Good pressing that from the captain. And Voldemar just couldn't get on the end of it. But there's a little bit of a warning there to Sunderland that they're not having it all their way. Xhaka now. That's a good ball by Xhaka. And again, there seems to be a gap between the midfield and the defence. And we're in trouble here. Sunderland hit the byline. It's a cross come in. There's nobody at the far post. And it drifts all the way out for a throw into to Newcastle United. It was a good run by Talby down the left-hand side, completely unmarked. And, there was nobody at the back post. There was only Brobbery in the middle. And unfortunately for Newcastle, the ball went way over the heads of everybody. And we survive. But certainly a very, very quick start to this game. If you're a Sunderland fan, you'll be very impressed with this at the minute. Not so much of your Newcastle. We are just giving the ball away every single time right now. Xhaka again. Controlling things in midfield at the minute. Voldemar stands away from him. Didn't want to really get committed into the foul there. Just testing my camera. I thought there was a delay on it, but there's not. And here comes Sunderland again, completely dominant in this first 10 minutes. It's been all red and white shirts, apart from the first two where we had a free kick. But apart from that, folks, it is literally all Sunderland. But now they give it away. And Alanga with a chance to spring. Good ball to Voldemar. Gordon is completely unmarked. It's awful from Voldemar. Gordon is completely free on the left. Nobody there. And Voldemar, that is absolute shite. Gordon was clean through on goal there. There was nobody marking him. And Voldemar just a little soft touch to the goalkeeper. Really poor that. That is really shit, by the way, guys. If he just looked up, Gordon was clean through on goal. And Gordon was absolutely furious there, and rightly so. Massive opportunity for Newcastle there. As Sunderland come back at us again. Ball down, looking for Brobby. We're in trouble. They're in the box again. Ramsdale comes, though, and claims the ball. Very good challenge from Aaron Ramsdale, and he gets on with it quickly as well. Miley now to Gordon. Gordon wants to have a run at Mukiele. Mukiele dives in. Gordon skips past him, but then he loses the ball, and it's now Granit Xhaka. And Sunderland play it out. 11 minutes gone. We have done nothing so far. But now we have it with Miley. Turns on the halfway line. Lays it to Toon Army. Onto Gordon again. Gordon looks like he fancies it against Mukiele today. But he turns this time. Goes back to Toon Army. Inside from Miley. Newcastle just need to get a little bit of a foothold on this game. Knock the ball around. Keep possession a bit better than what we're doing. Here's Alanga. Inside now for Bruno. Bruno gets it to Alanga again. Alanga tries to get to the byline. He's knocked it too far, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Well, we're just seeing this incident again where Voldemar here. Look at Gordon on the far side. Nobody on him. He even looks up Voldemar. He tries to flick it back to Alanga. And Anthony Gordon is absolutely furious with the German. And rightly so. That was terrible. the frustrating thing is people will say, oh, he didn't see him. He did, because he looked up. He looked up and then he thought, no, I'll just chip it into Alanga instead. I don't know. Not great. Not great from the big German, I have to say. Anyway, 78% possession in the first 10 minutes from Sunderland. That tells you the story of how this game is going right now. But look, hopefully we can get back into it a little bit and knock the stuffing out of them. I mean, we've got to try. You know, we've got to try and, you know, settle this crowd down, shut them up. And I mean, the thing is, they have had a lot of possession, but they haven't tested Ramsdale, which is, again, a good sign. They get into a certain area and then, you know, it's dying off a little bit. Xhaka with the free kick again for Sunderland. Just over 13 minutes gone in the game, still goalless. He plays it down the line. And the ball in. It's a beautiful ball, and Chow has to deal with it. And he plays it behind. No Sunderland player took the gamble on it. It was a brilliant ball in off the outside of the foot, curled into the penalty area. But no Sunderland player wanted to gamble on that, and Chow has to play it behind. It was a lovely ball in, but I'm pleased that Chow was aware of it. Spikes is standing off, piss, get the fuck into them. Yes, I don't know why we're doing this. If this is some crazy tactic. In comes the corner again, this time the near post, flicked on, headed away by Tonali. But there is a whistle and a free kick to Newcastle. I think there was a push on Tonali, to be fair. And that calms things down all over again. It was flicked on. And there's the push on Tonali. Clear as day push. And we get a free. It's a silly push, that, because they had us on the rack again. I don't understand why they would do that. It's crazy. Foul to give away. Ramsdale sends it long. Again, Voltemada underneath this. Doesn't win it. Ballard wins it. Played away. Hall. Not a good ball by him. We'll give it straight back to the red and white shirts again. We just can't get the ball at the minute. Tonali on the far side. Pressured. Really pressured. He goes down and wins a free kick. To be fair, Traore was all over him there. But Tonali using his experience really well. Toon Steel says, we look flat and absolutely uninspired. How the hell can you not have your team ready for a game like this? Tactics are abysmal as usual so far. Nick, a member for 32 months now. Intensity is our identity, my arse. Standing off and letting them play. What is this shite? Yeah, it ain't been a good start. We are letting them dictate play, and we are standing off them. And I don't understand why. I really don't. Anyway, free kick long towards the edge of the Sunderland area. Flicked on. Alanga will get this. Alanga. Oh. Jesus. Gets no power on the cross, and it's straight into the into Robin Wright's arms, and he gets on with it to Ballard. I mean, just again there, great opportunity to for Alanga to get a cross in there, and he just sort of mishits the cross. And just gives possession back to Sunderland. But listen, it's still 0-0. And is this a tactic that we're trying to maybe gas Sunderland out? I don't know. But we're certainly not playing at the high intensity that maybe we used to under an Eddie Howe side. Long ball again. Good win in the air this time from Byrne. Now Alanga flicks it on towards Voltemada. Alanga taken out very late there. Wanted a free kick. Nothing given. Voltemada lost the ball again. And here's Xhaka. Ballard in support of him. On the halfway line now. Moving forward again. Xhaka. Certainly dictating pace at the moment in the midfield for Sunderland. Lovely ball by Xhaka. Inside. And here comes Sunderland again. And the throw in. Good tackle by Livramento. Lefebvre there doing really well. A good combination with Talby down the left-hand side there. And an opportunity for Sunderland. But now they've got... Do they go along with this? Because we know that teams will maybe try and work us out by peppering us with long throws. That certainly looks like what this is going to be. McLeary is going to take it. So this is coming towards the penalty area again. Have to be very, very careful. Ball into the box, to the 6-yard box, bounces around, and it flashed across goal. That's going to go out the other side for a Newcastle United throw in. Sunderland claim that they should have a deflection, but I don't think anything came of that. But again, Dan Burn beaten far too easy in the air there, flashed across goal and out the other side for a throw in. I mean, Burn and Chow both go up for that ball and none of them win it. That's not great. When you look at the size of Ballard, he's a lot smaller. Lewis Hall now stepped up really well. That's a great ball from Lewis Hall to Tino. Tino, though, doesn't take a great first touch, and Sunderland have it again. Come on! Wake the fuck up, will you? This is fucking shocking start by Newcastle. Every ball is straight to a black and white fucking shirt. Here's Xhaka. And again, Xhaka is allowed so much time on the ball. It's incredible. He's just dictating play from the midfield. We're not pressing Xhaka at all. Out to the left again. Flicked on again. This is Lefay. Sorry, it's Talby with the ball at the moment. Flicks it inside. And Sunderland again. Just knock it back and restart their attack. And Newcastle just inviting them on. I don't know what we're doing here. I'm not sure I know what tactic this is. Inside again. Brobbery takes it down really nicely. Sunderland asking questions, although they haven't tested Ramsdale at all, despite all the possession that they've had. Oh, Livramento again, a terrible touch. And we give it back again. Look, Xhaka's just standing with the ball and nobody going to him. Ballard now plays it out again. McLeary. And again, Sunderland just, again, coming back and restarting. Somebody tell me in the chat if they know what sort of game plan this is from Newcastle, because I'm the Scooby fucking do. And finally, we win the ball back now with Miley. Close football. Tonali, now Bruno. Bruno down the line, taken out very late. That's a free kick. Shocking challenge on Bruno, that. Nick Thornton says, has anyone seen Miley, Bruno, or Bruno? Well, Bruno has just been taken out very late there. That was an awful tackle, by the way. Enzo Lefay going in a little bit strongly on Bruno. That just takes the pressure off us. But this has been 20 minutes of complete possession from Sunderland. Not dominance, because they haven't threatened, they haven't put anything on Ramsdale. They've had a few corners, but Ramsdale hasn't been called into making a save. But for us, we've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Gordon now inside for Voldemar. He's tackled. Ballard says, thank you very much. And Voldemar just can't keep the ball at the minute. Every time he's had it. And Sunderland have it back again. Long ball towards the far side. Hall calmly nods it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Great play from Lewis Hall again. Looking very, very calm and collective as he knocks it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Spike says, again, no plan A. I see no plan. I don't either, and I don't think a lot of Newcastle fans are seeing a plan at the minute. Voldemar now to Elanga. Elanga across to Gordon. Gordon dummies it for Lewis Hall. Hall heading towards the penalty area. This is a good run from Lewis Hall. In comes the cross, but there's nobody there for Newcastle. Cleared the two men that were in the box, and Sunderland bring it away again. And that's a good ball into Xhaka again, who's got the freedom of the stadium to run into, and Sunderland just come out in a big hurry with Ballard. Down the far side now. Traore cuts inside. Back to Xhaka. Xhaka towards the back post. Headed away. Play goes on. Oh, shot is blocked. Comes back again. And Tonali put... This is dreadful from Newcastle. This is absolutely dreadful. Sunderland player goes down. Ref says play on. I think Xhaka's gone down holding his face. And then Newcastle United win a free kick as Ballard thunders in on Bruno. I think it's Lefebvre that's down holding his face. Sunderland are furious that they didn't get a free kick there. Lefebvre's still holding the right-hand side of his face. I don't think there was anything in that, folks, to be honest. Let's have another look. Nah. I don't know why Lefebvre wasn't even hit in the side of the head there, so I don't know why he's even bothered holding it. Cheating bastard. Nick Thornton says we haven't put a single fucking challenge in. I know. I know some people are saying we're missing Joe Linton in the midfield, but to be honest, Joe Linton hasn't really offered us anything this season as well. So I don't know what you guys want when you say Joe Linton. It's a little bit weird. Here's Chow to Livramento. Inside for Bruno. Back at Chow. Can we keep the ball for a few passes, please? It would be nice. Hall on the far side. Back to Byrne. Back to Ramsdale. Then he launches it forward to get Newcastle up the field. Voldemar is under it. Wins the flick on, but there's nobody there to challenge to get the flick on. And it's back with Royce in the Sunderland goal again. Ballard now. Sends it long for Sunderland. Looking for Traore, who nudges the ball off Hall, but can't keep the ball in play. And that is a throw-in to Newcastle. And they get on with it now for Byrne to Bruno. Newcastle still trying to get a bit of a foothold in this game here as Chow brings it forward. Good ball. And now Livramento in the area, blocked. And that's going to go for a corner for Newcastle. What a superb ball that was by Malik Chow. And he saw the run of Livramento, who burst forwards. He was playing as a striker there. He's making better runs than Voldemar, for fuck's sake. And it's a good tackle from Maldarete, and it goes out for a corner to Newcastle. First one of the game, which Lewis Hall is going to come over and take. No doubt you get a few pelters from the Mackems in that corner. Not that that'll bother Lewis Hall in the slightest, by the way. But, you know, Newcastle have got to try and make a set-piece count. In it comes from Lewis Hall, left-footed, in-swinger, and Royce is right under. He's punched that for no reason. He could have just left that, and that would have gone for a goal kick. But he's punched it. Tonali then tries to get the ball back in the area, spins to Bruno, and Bruno's played it all the way back to Livramento again. Good ball to Alanga. First time in 4. This is a good move from Newcastle. Ball in again, but it's not great from Livramento this time. And Sunderland, good tackle by Bruno to win it back. The Sunderland player's gone crawling away down injured. Voldemar loses the ball terribly. And he stays down. Dear me, this player's going down all over the pitch at the minute. Voldemar has been terrible, guy. I mean, I love the guy, but he's been so bad. He can't do anything when he gets the ball at the minute. My goodness me. I don't know what's going on with him. He's got a bit of a limp now. He went down after the foul. Here's Byrne. Tonali. Chow. Alanga. Good play by Alanga into Livramento. He hangs onto the ball. Bruno in support of him now. Back to Chow. Now Tonali. Newcastle beginning to knock it around with a bit of pace. That's what we want. Here's Gordon. And Gordon loses the ball. And Sunderland win it back. Just can't keep it at the moment. Here's Brobbery. He's knocked down by Chow. Free kick to Sunderland. And the Sunderland striker not very happy at all with that, but I don't know what he's complaining about, to be honest. Really have no clue. Well, I think he's booking Malik Chow here. I mean, if that's a booking, then, oh my God. Has he really booked him for that? Or has he booked Brobbery for wanting a yellow card? I think the Sunderland player might be booked here. Yes, it's Brobbery who's been fouled. Brobbery actually went like that for the card, so that's why he's got the yellow card. And rightly so. And Sunderland trying to get on with it a bit too quick. Launch forward by Royce in goal. Hall is underneath this one to clear for Newcastle. But again, there's no Newcastle United player near the ball. Xhaka, he will send it long again. But that's to absolutely nobody. And that is going to go for a throw-in right down by the corner flag. Well, he's pushed his team forward, whichever way you look at it. My God. We've had nearly half an hour, and this has been half an hour of absolute shite. We've never been in this game at all at the minute. Offering absolutely nothing as Lewis Hall skies it, slices it out of play. He's not very happy with the linesman for some reason, but that's not great. Voldemar is an excellent striker playing in an Eddie system, says DX. Can't argue. I mean, he's just, but it's not that though. His touch has been rank in this game. It's been terrible. Sunderland are going to launch another throw in the area here. Ballard. Why are Chow and Byrne both on Ballard? Ballard's gone down. Sunderland fans want a penalty. Play goes on. I mean, we've got to be careful in that area there. And again, Sunderland looking to try and get a cross in. Jacques has hit a shot, but that's miles over the bar. And Ballard is going steaming over to the referee wanting a penalty. But I don't think he's going to have any joy with that at all. But we've got to be careful in there because Chow and Byrne were all over him. Just seeing it again. I mean, he's pushed him to the floor. I don't think there's anything in that. Ballard's gone down too easy for me. But we've seen them given before. We've seen them be given, and we've got to be careful. As Ramsdale takes the goal kick long across to look for Anthony Gordon. Bounces out to play for a Sunderland throw. They get on with it very, very quickly, but that looked like it was taken from completely the wrong place, and the referee actually agrees. Mukalele had ran about 15 yards forward there to take that. Coming up to the half hour, it's still goalless. No goalkeepers made a big save, but Sunderland have had all the ball. But now they've lost it in a dangerous place. Elanga's picked it up. Livermento's gone on a charge, but it's a shocking pass from Elanga. He can't even play a straight ball into... That's horrible, man. Dear me, we're just... Honestly. The ball's gone out. We're furious that we haven't got a throw in there. And Siddiqui holding his right butt cheek, clashed into Eddie Howe there, but there was no nastiness. Just got on with it. But Elanga had a chance to play Livermento down the right-hand side there and didn't put anywhere near enough pace on it. And Sunderland said, thank you very much. We'll just take it off you. And now Brobby in a very good position here. Sends it wide for Talby. Talby now going against Malik Chow. On this near side. Oh, he's nutmegged Chow. But luckily, Bruno's back there to help. Never seen Chow nutmegged like that, but can't play by Newcastle to play it out. Elanga now. He's got to be careful. And again, what the fuck is that, man? That's awful from Elanga. Just so shite. Holy shit, man. Just absolute shocking piece of play again. Sunderland come forward again now with Talby on the left-hand side. Elanga comes over. But they seem a bit reluctant to put crosses in. I'm not sure why. And now they try one. That comes off Livermento. No, it mishit it. And it's gone for a goal kick. This is fucking garbage, guys. I'm not going to... Listen. I know it's still 0-0. I know, right? But this is fucking garbage. It's as bad as it comes. Lachlan with a super chat. Big Nick has been gassed for a few weeks now. He's got no rest at all. Need Visser fit for rotation. Well, I would have started Visser today. I would have started him, give him at least an hour, and at least we might be look a bit threatening. This is just horse shit. Miley now, back to Lewis Hall. Gordon, tackled very strongly by Mukiele. Allowed no time on the ball at all, Anthony Gordon there. But that's what Sunderland have been doing to us the whole game. Here's Malik Chow to Livramento. Alanga stabs it forward now for Bruno. Bruno manages to maintain control, but he's going backwards. And it's now all the way back to Aaron Ramsdale again for Newcastle to try and start again. Byrne to Ramsdale. Back to Dan Byrne. Still Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0. No goalkeeper tested yet, but it's been all Sunderland. Newcastle have not been able to keep the ball at all. Now we come forward. Chow on the halfway line. That's overhit ball, and that's going to run all the way to Rouse in goal. I mean, Livramento's made some brilliant runs in this first half, but the passes to him have been shite. Absolute bollocks. That's better. That's better stepping up from Lewis Hall. Now Miley lays it off for Tonali. Tonali to Livramento. Toon Steel says 55 million in the toilet. Holy God. Well, he's been terrible. He's been absolutely awful in this first half, but a lot of them have. Here's Tonali. Chow back to Tonali. Tonali. I mean, we just don't seem to have any idea. We're getting to a certain point of the pitch and it just stops, man. Gordon now being forced backwards. He's lost the ball. Byrne's got to be quick here. And he is. Great tackle by Dan Byrne, but I thought he caught late there. I think that was just a 50-50. Byrne's holding his chest. And Mukiele's booked. Well, I thought it was a 50-50 that the ball went in, but let's see it again. I think that's a bit harsh. And listen, I'll call a spade a spade. They both go to ground to win the ball. It's just a coming together. I don't think that's a booking at all. I think that's a little bit harsh by the referee. But look, again, Gordon loses the ball. He puts Dan Byrne in trouble. Come on, there's no way was that a red card. It wasn't even a yellow card. They both went to ground. Spikes his Barnes on for Alanga. Do you know what? I'd put anybody on for Alanga right now. He's been dross. Byrne is still down here. He's on his haunches. I think he's just trying to get his breath back. I think he's a bit winded. Doesn't seem to want the physio on. I don't think, you know, that they both went to ground. They both went to ground at the same time to win the ball. And Byrne got there just before Mukiele did, and it's just a clash. Looking at Kevin Phillips and Defoe there, and something sitting in front of them. I mean, hopefully this little stoppage might be just a reboot for Newcastle here, because it's been absolutely terrible. It really has. We've offered nothing. The front three have been awful. Gordon's lost it a few times. Alanga can't pass. I mean, this looks quite bad for Dan Byrne here. He might have a broken rib. I mean, see, like Mukiele's knees were there. I think Dan Byrne might have to come off here. Fabian Schär is warming up, of course. But this doesn't look good for Dan Byrne, folks. I think he's now sitting up, but he can't seem to get his breath. I think he's done a rib. But again, just sloppy from Gordon. I mean, they both dive in for the ball. I don't think that's a yellow card. I just think he's slid into Byrne, but his knees have caught Byrne, and I mean, he seems to be in a lot of distress, Dan Byrne, but this is the question. Will he take him off? He doesn't look as if he can get his fucking breath, Dan Byrne, here. I mean, if that's a rib gone, then get him off. Don't even risk putting him back on the team, or on the pitch, sorry. He's absolutely doubled over Dan Byrne here. He's clearly got a rib problem. He's going to come back on you now. I mean, if you're Sunderland now, you pump every ball towards Dan Burn and challenge him every single time. Here's Bruno. Knocks it on. Sunderland deal with it. But that's going to be a Newcastle throw in. Good work by Langer to hold Ronaldo off there. Dan Burn is on the touchline looking like he's going to pass out because he can't get his breath. And they're going to bring him back on the field. Are you fucking kidding me? I'll tell you what, this just says it all. He's coming on. He can hardly move, Dan Burn. He can hardly fucking move. And they brought him back on the pitch. And that's a foul. Bruno's played well there to win the free kick there. Ronaldo, now Bruno's down. Come on, get up, man. You've been pushed over, Bruno. Just get up. I don't like this rolling around. He's back on his feet. There's nothing wrong with him. He's going to take the free kick, yep. Dan Burn's gone for... Dan Burn, look at the state. He's holding his rib. He's actually holding his fucking rib. What the fuck is going on here? Anyway, free kick to Newcastle. Dangerous position. In it comes from Bruno. No Newcastle player underneath that one. Headed away. Guys, this is a farce. This is an absolute embarrassment that the fact that Burn is still on the pitch here. He's like this. He's holding his rib. He can't fucking move. I've never seen anything like it. And the pushing and everything in that Sunderland box at the minute. Chow can't get his head to it. Comes back to Hall. Hall on the half volley. Gets a good crossing. Cleared away by Sunderland. And now they will try and break on us with Brobby. If they came to this side, they've got men over, but Brobby didn't see them. Well won back. Tonali now. Tonali to Miley. Miley does really well, but he's pushed off the ball. Referee says no. You're fucking kidding me. And here comes Sunderland now. Dan Burns fell over. He can't even run. Look at him, man. Here comes Sunderland again. Cross is going to come in. It's blocked by Hall and it's out for a throw-in. Will you get Dan Burn off the field? They shouldn't have even put him back on. He's waving to come off. Look at him. This is an embarrassment, right? This is an absolute embarrassment that they haven't taken him off. Short throw to Xhaka. Back to Traore. Now the cross comes in. It's blocked again. Bruno winding up the Sunderland fans. And Burns gone down now. I mean, this is just an absolute disgrace. You are out of order, Paul. Bruno was elbowed in the back. Not give our will you, for fuck's sake. He was simply nudged to the floor and went rolling around. There was no wrong with him. He's back up 2 minutes later. And finally, Dan Burn is going to be substituted for Fabian Schär. I mean, this is... Why was he allowed to come back on the field there? Just an incredible... It really is. You think you've seen it all, and you think Newcastle would learn from the lessons. They never fucking do. I think it's definitely a rib for Big Dan Burn, though. He's popped a rib, I think. And on comes Fabian Schär. And immediately Fabian Schär's got some defending to do because, again, it's a Sunderland throw. This time I think they're going to go long. Indeed, they do. Into the penalty area. Chow is there for Newcastle. Gordon can't get there first, though. Comes loose to Xhaka. He sends it back towards the penalty box. Out comes Ramsdale and claims it brilliantly. Very good goalkeeping from Aaron Ramsdale. But then Livramentos took his eye off the ball and just got the ball to Tonali. Now Bruno sends it left. That's a very, very good ball to Gordon. Brobby's gone down again, holding his whatever it is. But it's not a head injury, so Newcastle will play on. It's not a head injury. Here come Newcastle. Don't have to kick it out at all. Now Alanga heading towards the byline again, but he's tackled. And it's a throw-in down by the corner flag. Brobby's back up now. I tell you what, he's done now but throw himself to the floor in this game. Oh, give Howe. He's claiming the follow-through by Bruno kicked him in the nuts. My God, get a grip of the life, will you? Fuck off. Dear me. Unbelievable, man. It really is. Anyway, throw into Newcastle. Livramento doesn't look like he's going to go along with this. He doesn't. Bruno, back to Livramento. That's a good ball into the area. Headed down, and it's going to arrive in the arms of Rovs in goal again. Couple of minutes to go to half-time. I think there'll only be about a minute or so added on to this game, the first half, but no attempts on target no attempts on goal for Newcastle. Never mind on target. Not one. 2 attempts for Sunderland and no shots on target from them either. Fucking shite is what this first half's been. They need a rocket up their arse at half-time. An absolute rocket. Hall is there for Newcastle, but that's going to roll out again for a throw into Sunderland. And no doubt they'll try and go long again. Ooh, I tell you what, Brobby's very lucky. He was very high tackle on Lewis Miley there, right down the shin. I don't think anybody saw that, including us at the time, but that was a bit of a nasty one. Shocking tackle by Brobby on Miley. But Xhaka again at walking pace for Sunderland, just dictating this midfield at the minute. He really is. Now they've got an opportunity to put the ball in the area, but again, they seem a bit reluctant to. Ballard's gone way forward. Xhaka again. They just seem to be reluctant to put the crosses in Sunderland at the minute. I really don't know why. Now they do. In it comes from Xhaka. Headed from Ballard. He's over the bar. And he's annoyed he didn't do better with that. That was a big opportunity for Ballard, but I tell you what, I think it was Livramento who just did enough to put him off. Livramento didn't jump for the header. He just eased him away, eased him off the ball, and the header from Ballard is over the top of the bar. Big opportunity for Sunderland at the end of the first half. But there's the threat. You know, keep the ball away from the goalkeeper, and they've got a big chance. Here's Malik Chow. Across for Fabian Schär. We've got 3 minutes of additional time. 3 minutes at the end of this first half. It is still goalless. But it has been a horror show from Newcastle. An absolute horror show, but still, remarkably, Sunderland haven't done anything at the other end. Schär again. Long ball forward. It's a good ball, but again, just a little bit too overhit. Miley can't get there. Mukulele's got to be careful here and is. How the hell have we not made a tackle there? Goodness me. And Sunderland come back again with Ronaldo. Plays the ball looking for Talby down the left. Voldemar, good little touch off to Alanga. Alanga manages to get Livramento involved. Now Tonali and now Schär. Back to Aaron Ramsdale. And a good ball from him to Lewis Hall. Hall's got a bit of space to run into here. 2 minutes to go of the additional 3. Down the line for Anthony Gordon. Gordon again heading to the byline. He's knocked it too far in front of him. And it's a goal kick to Sunderland. You know, we just can't do anything right now. We just can't do anything, folks. I don't understand. I really don't. We've had so little fight in this first half. I mean, Sunderland have been the better team possession-wise, there's no doubt about it, but they haven't created anything. They haven't had a shot on target either. But we have just, dear God. Long ball again. Chow heads it away for Newcastle United. Headed on again. I mean, they're first to every ball, guys. They're first to every 50-50. I mean, Alanga's just jumped for a ball there. The ball wasn't even anywhere near him. Well, we're inside the final minute of the additional 3 now. Of a very painful first half because we haven't had any action at the... Paul is way too negative. Wow, okay. Thank you very much for that comment. I love you too. But tell me why I should be positive when we haven't had a single shot in this first half. Not a single shot. Fuck off with your negative stuff, man. Dear me. I call it how it is. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to bullshit anyone. I call a spade a spade. And if anybody thinks we've been good in this first half, then fucking hell. You've got blinkers on. Real big blinkers as well. Sunderland running out of time here again. They're just playing it around the Newcastle area instead of trying to put the ball in the box. And there you go. Referee blows. It serves Sunderland right. They complain to the referee because he's blown his whistle when they're on the attack, but they were just passing it around our penalty area instead of putting it in the box. What do you expect, you muppets? Well, there you go. It's half-time at the Stadium of Light, and it's Newcastle 0, Sunderland 0 still. How? I don't know. But to be honest, guys, if you think I'm so negative, just piss off. Just go. I don't care. I mean, if you want to be all butterflies and roses, then go and do it on another channel. You know? Don't call me negative when we've been absolute horseshit in the first half. We haven't had anything. Just fuck off if you think I'm negative. Go on. Get out. It's called being realistic. Fucking hell. If you want to talk about negativity, then look at our tactics in that first half. That'll tell you where the negativity is. That's complete negativity from Eddie Howe and the players today. We've offered nothing. Absolutely nothing. We got a front three who can't keep the ball. We can't pass the ball. We can't do anything. It's embarrassing. I mean, Eddie's got to get in there at half-time and he's got to bollock some players. He's got to put a rocket up their asses. It's got to be better than that. I mean, people say, oh, I see the Elanga haters are in. Elanga's been shit. Why are you going to praise players who have been absolute garbage? Fuck me, man. Get a grip of your lives, will you? Toon Steel. Yeah, I read that one. I read that one as well. Nick Thornton said he'd have to lose a leg for Eddie to replace Bird. Well, he's lost a rib, so eventually he does make the change. DX says we need a classic Eddie halftime team talk. LEDC says, as a doctor, I'm ashamed of how get Burn off. I don't get that. I don't get how they allow him to be on the pitch for so long like that and then decide to take him off. It was clear as day that he'd had a bad rib injury there because he was buckled over on the sideline. And then when he jogged back onto the pitch, he's holding his rib. Fabian Schär was ready to come on way before that. So, again, just farcical. Thanks for the super chat, Chris. And Channel Right says a fucking disgrace. Burn came back on. Devin, a member for 47 months, his tactic must be to survive the first half, attack in the second. It has to be. Otherwise, what the fuck? Toon Steel says, save shite. Ronan, a member for 24 months, 2 years. Thank you very much, Ronan. Gordon isn't getting behind. Backwards passing. The game is calling. Murphy's deliveries. Get Wisser on now. And J7 on for Tonali. Simon Muller says front three need to be hooked at half time. You are far from negative. We are terrible so far. Thank you. Woodshop says they want it more. Their pressing is like what we were doing 12 months ago. Simon Muller, 0 attempts, 0 shots on target. Omar says Elanga 55 million. What a joke. Gordon, get your finger out. Stephen says, Paul, you're spot on. The critics can piss off. Nick says the happy clappers are busy formulating their we love Eddie response to this utter pile of shite that Eddie has served up today. Time for change. Tony says can't even low block properly. Too much space between the lines. Need a high line and a press. A little bravery from Eddie. Brian is a new member of the channel. Thank you, Brian. Welcome to Members Club. Or Brimar, sorry. looks like Brian from where I'm sitting. But Brimar, thank you very much. Ike says, in all fairness, we've been a lot worse this season, but yes, this is the derby and we need to see more. George Nada, member for 4 months, no passion whatsoever. It's been a joke. Jens, how is Brobby on the pitch? That on Miley. Yeah, it was a terrible foul. Absolutely terrible. I've seen sendings off for that. He should have gone. It should have been a red card. Absolutely. Jake says, no pressure on Xhaka. Standoff defending. Burn looked like he was going to faint. Do we even train anymore? Eddie Howe, doubt. Prove me wrong, Eddie. Mark says, in my opinion, Alanga is the worst player we have bought. What an absolute pile of shit. Get Murphy on, Wisser on, and play 2 up top and go at them for fuck's sake. Priya is a new member of the channel. Thank you very much. Spike says, intensity, identity, fuck off, seen none. Well, apparently the happy clappers have seen enough. Calling me negative, but listen, I don't know what the hell you call positive looking at that shite today. That is absolutely garbage. Not an attempt on goal, no shots on target, no nothing. We offered fuck all, and this is a derby. Sunderland have wanted the ball more than us today. They're winning it back in every possible opportunity. We're actually passing it back to them. Every single pass is going to a red and white shirt. We just haven't come out for this game, and I'm hoping that this is addressed at half-time. We need something to happen in that dressing room at half-time, because nobody can tell me that that's acceptable. It's just not. And it's not acceptable what we did to Dan Burn there, because I don't care whether Dan Burn said, I want to give it 5 minutes. It was clear. He comes back onto the pitch, doubled over, can hardly fucking breathe, looks like he's going to pass out. And then it takes another 5-6 minutes before they make the change. Come on, that's not right. Morgan's been a member for 28 months, says nonsense. We cannot pass a fucking ball. This is up for the taking and we're pissed and we're pussying about. I agree. Jens said he had a yellow before that challenge and nada. And Toon Army said, and this is supposed to be a derby day. What the fuck? That's what I think people are misunderstanding in the chat. Some of them that are saying, oh, you're negative, you're negative. How on earth? Somebody put in the chat something positive from that first half. Please, I'd love to know. I would love to know somebody who thinks of any positivity from that first half. Put it in the chat. Because I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue where you're coming from if you think there was anything positive there. Crazy. Stephen, thank you very much for your super chat. And also, Luntercam says, Big Dan Burn may be a blessing. Share Screamer incoming. I hope so. That would be very, very nice. Absolutely. Let's have a look. Nothing to be positive about in this shite first half. Thank you. No fight. Only positive is it's still 0-0. Yes, that is a positive. I will give you that it's still 0-0. We are still very much in this game, and if we can just up our game, these are there for the taking. They're not that good, right? We've been terrible, but they're not that much. They're not better than us. If we actually start playing the Newcastle United way, we can win this game, but we have to start playing. Ian says, biggest problem is we don't have an out-and-out goal threat. Big Nick is not a striker. Well, Big Nick's been absolutely terrible in that first half. I mean, his hold-up play is non-existent. His pass, that one that he should have passed through for Gordon, who, by the way, was clean through on goal. He looks up and he thinks, no, I'll just dink it to Alanga. When Gordon is clean through. He is clean through on goal. Unacceptable. Chris at Evermore, a man who talks sense. He will know it's bad. We need to come out and get into them. If we do, we'll take this game. Yes, Chris. Wisser needs to be given at least 30 minutes. Yeah, well, hopefully. Tomo says Voldemort's teammates are going to piss him off so much that he will take it out on England at the World Cup. Well, he's pissed us off as well with that dreadful pass. Gazatoon says we haven't conceded yet. There's a positive. Okay, I'll give you that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Warren says we need Wisser and Murphy on. Let's do this, please. And DK says we're treading water under Howe. Sit deep. booted up the opposition is plan A. That seems to be the case at the minute. Right, guys, just a little break to let you know that obviously we've teamed up with Lineup Builder, who are doing our wonderful graphics for Matchday Live, of course. They do a quiz now on their website that is pinned at the top of the description for the show, just underneath there. What it is various quizzes on there that you can take part in with your friends and your family, or yourself. Challenge yourself if you think you're a football guru. The quizzes change every single day, folks. So there's something that you'll get stuck into every day. There's bingo, there's guess the player, there's all sorts of general football knowledge questions on there as well. So if you fancy a go at that, that's the Lineup Builder quiz. That is pinned right at the top of our description for the show. Go and give it a go. It renews every day. You'll absolutely love it, folks. And also, don't forget to go to the toonreview.com for all your channel merchandise, guys, or scan the QR code that's on your screen now. Get them in before Christmas, folks. They are being sent out straight away by the suppliers. Their turnaround has been fantastic lately. So go and give the toonreview.com a visit or scan that QR code. There is hoodies, T-shirts, hats, beanies, travel mugs, coffee mugs. There's everything on there, guys. Lovely stuff to get yourself or your friend or a family something over Christmas. That's the toonreview.com. That is also pinned at the top of our description as well. So thank you to everyone that's placed some orders lately. It really does help out the channel. So thank you very much for that. Simon Muller says Eddie has to get the subs right. Andy Hazel, a member for 2 years now. Thank you, Andy. Alanga is the only one that has almost created anything, yet Alanga is the problem. Give over. Where's Alanga created anything, Anzi? Where's Alanga created anything, mate? He's created nothing. Come on, man. Michael says we need to play like we did against Everton away. Nick says we haven't played well since the cup final. And Tomo says sell Alanga. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't know. I can't see anybody saying Alanga played well. I mean, dear me. He gave the ball away numerous times. He can't take anybody on. When he tries, he kicks the ball too far in front of him and it runs out for a goal kick. Gordon's done the same on the other side, to be fair. Trying to take players on, but he's kicked it too far in front of him. We need something to happen here. We need to step it up. We're sitting in second gear here, if not first. Well, look, whether Eddie will make any changes at halftime, I don't know. Does he look at that setup and think, yeah, we've done all right to just continue on the way we're going? Because I think if we continue the way we're going to lose. I mean, 41% possession in the first half. Are we supposed to say that we've got one of the best midfields in England? 41% possession. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what the tactics were in the first half. You know, we had that little go in the first minute, and then after that, Sunderland had the ball the majority of the half. I don't know what the tactics were or what the game plan is for Newcastle in this match. I can't see anything. Pooley Mag says far too much negativity here. It's 0-0. They've created nothing. Yes, I know that, but come on, the performance has been dreadful. Surely you want a better performance. I know it's still 0-0, but that first half was dreadful. No shots. Nothing. Not even a shot off target. It's not good enough. It isn't. I know a lot of you are still trying to be positive, and I love that about you. I do. I love it. But sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. On the other side of it, though, Sunderland haven't made Aaron Ramsdale make a save. There's nothing at Sunderland's end. They had a chance there at the end of the half, which Ballard headed over the bar. But to be fair, you know, they've offered nothing. They've had a lot of possession, but can't get out. They can't do anything with it. And that might be their downfall at the end of the day, that they're having so much of the ball that second half could be our time to turn things around and start going at them. But we are not a good side when we sit back. We're susceptible to conceding goals. I don't know why, when we've got a team of that talent on the pitch, we sit back and defend. Because we actually defend better when we're on the attack. But we're not showing it. Harry's been a member for 17 months. Thank you, Harry. I'll be happy to see anything other than the shite we just watched. Nothing going forward. Not getting in for second balls. We need to kick up the arse. Magpie 50 says, Mackham's are thugs kicking us. Where is our passion? Kick them fucking back, exactly. Warren says, I thought we were going to have a quiz, so they're so bad. No, not now. LEDC says 55 million Great British pounds for Alanga, mind. Sigh. As the players are coming back out. Marius, a member for 35 months. Tactics must be get into them, get some cards and get tired first half. We'll see. Stacey says, need Big Joe to smash him. Barnes on for Gordon and Mafinho for Alanga. Bring Wisser on for the last 25, 30 minutes. And Simon says, if no changes at halftime, then Eddie isn't serious. I don't think there is. I can't see any changes at halftime, folks. So it looks like we're going into the second half with the same 11. Baffled. Absolutely baffled by it. Charles says, thank you, Howe, but time to go. Yeah, that seems to be a very common excuse that we always turn around and a lot of people say, oh, well, we're saving ourselves for the next game. We got it very important. The game now is important. Stage set for Visser, Murphy, and Barnes. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Well, let's see what we get from the second half. Can we turn it around? Well, not turn it around because it's 0-0. But can we show a bit of dominance here? Just waiting for Sunderland to come back out for the second half. Jacques is waiting for all the players. And now out they come. And they'll be confident as well. They'll be saying, look, if we can just go out and grab a goal, Newcastle will be rocked by that. And they'll think by their first half performance that they deserve to be in front. Now, like I said earlier, they've done nothing with the ball. They haven't made Aaron Ramsdale make a save, so they can't really say that. The possession means now if you don't do anything with it. But again, guys, no spoilers in the chat. Just wait till I've commentated and then we can talk about it. We're ready for kickoff at the beginning of the second half. Just waiting for the referee to get the game underway. And we're off. Second half begins. Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0. The second half. Live commentary right here on the Toon Review YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us as Sunderland immediately come on the attack. Down by the byline. Back to Xhaka. Back to Traore again. He'll run at Lewis Hall and Gordon. Gets right to the byline. Gets a ball in. And it's cleared away very well by Fabian Schär. Don't forget to give it a like if you're enjoying the show today, guys. And, of course, please do subscribe if you're new. It is free to do so. All we ask for is that you hit the notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows on the channel. And welcome to all our new subscribers today. Thank you very, very much indeed. And welcome to the channel. But this is going to be a Sunderland throw, a long throw again towards the near post. Headed away by Chow. Gordon's header is not great. Straight to Xhaka. Mukelele, brilliant ball. And again, it's in. It's an own goal from Voltemada. And Sunderland have taken the lead right at the start of the second half. And there you fucking go, folks. There you fucking go. It's whipped in by Mukiele, and it's a terrible header from Voltemada. And it's absolutely fluke. How come he can't do that at the other fucking end? Seriously. How can he not do that at the other end? That was an absolutely incredible header if you're a striker. But there you go. Right at the start of the fucking second half, man. Terrible header from Anthony Gordon, straight to Xhaka. Xhaka to Mukiele, one touch, turns, crosses. There's nobody even challenging Voltemada. It's not like he's been pushed or rummaged around. There's nobody challenging him. And he's, oh my God, that's a shocker. That's a fucking shocker. An absolute shocker. What on earth? There's no challenge on him. You know, normally when there's an own goal, there is a challenge on the player. Fucking hell. Honestly, this is fucking shit. Well, hopefully, if anything, that might be a wake-up call for us. Right at the start of the second half, I tell you what, how to give a team a little bit of a real shot in the arm. Go and concede a goal in the first minute of the fucking second half. Dear me. I mean, to be honest, you know, Voldemort, he hasn't played well in this game, but I don't understand what he's doing there because there isn't anybody challenging him for the ball. I could understand if he was being pushed around or there was a Sunderland striker in combat for the ball with him. There's nobody there. Wow. The good thing is that Granit Xhaka is actually limping. Hopefully he'll have to go off. Because he's ran the midfield for Sunderland today. Completely ran it. Bit of head tennis going on. Throw it to Newcastle now. Now is the time to wake the fuck up and start peppering some shots on this goalkeeper. I mean, I say that. You know, whether they will or not, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Ball forward looking for Elanga. Way too far over hit. And Rice comes out and gathers the ball. I mean, up to now, which is the 49th minute of the game, we have never looked like getting a goal. Not once. We've been terrible. The passing's been terrible. We haven't even had a shot. Never mind a shot on target. So how do we turn this round? Xhaka now for Sunderland again. Just so much time he's allowed on the ball. It is absolutely laughable how much time we're giving him on the ball today. Good defending there by Fabian Schär, but it bounces out for a throw-in. And suddenly now bloody Sadiqi's been an instructor to the crowd, bouncing up and down, cheering them on. Stage set for Visser, Murphy and Barnes. Ian, a member for 26 months. Visser, Barnes and Murphy on for God's sake. Keith, we have no fight or passion. Nathan says we've been awful going back to last year. Sack him. Harry Holmes, Eddie needed to change things. Didn't. Ball in the box again from Sunderland. They're going to get an opportunity again here. There might even be a shot. He's cut right in. No Newcastle player going to them. This is terrible. In it comes again. Headed away this time by Malik Chow. Gordon can't get a touch on it. Feeble again from Anthony Gordon. What are we doing here? And then it's just blasted forward by Gordon into nobody. Absolutely disgusting. Knew it seconds we came out with no subs. Shite. And Davis, now that's a way to make yourself a legend forever. Yeah, with the wrong fans, unfortunately. Anyway, here's Traore again for Sunderland. Look at the space and time they're giving Granit Xhaka. I don't understand what the tactic is of just letting him dictate play constantly. We're 1-0 down, man. Ballard, long, searching ball over to the far side again. And again, they'll try to go to the byline. He beats Tino Livramento. This is dangerous again. Probably can't control it. And eventually Bruno is there. Now Elanga. Oh, God, get him off the fucking pitch, man. He's fucking shit. Cross comes in again. Hall is there to clear. Again, Elanga can't pass the ball for 2 fucking yards, guys. 2 yards. Here comes Sunderland again. Played across. It's loose in the box, and Chow is there to deal with it and just kicks it out of play. We are all over the place. We are a fucking shambles right now. This is absolutely garbage. Nobody tell me that I'm being negative when I'm watching this fucking shite. Terrible. Mukalele's going to take another long throw and put us under pressure again here, guys. In it comes. Long to the 6-yard area. Flicked on again, but this time it goes behind. And a goal kick to Newcastle. Gaza says, we got this wrong massively. Niall, inept tactics, coach out of his depth, time to go. Ronan says, system over result for Eddie. Every game, it's been 9 months of this broken system. Change it. DX, this isn't anything new. We are all aware of this. And Toonlass says, huge brain fart and forgot he changed ends. Yeah, maybe so. It's just fucking terrible. It's terrible. There is still time, though. You know, if there's any hope in the world, there is still time to get back in this. I mean, Elanga may as well not be on the pitch. He's fucking dreadful. Don't tell me to calm down, Andy. It's fucking shit. And where's your passion, Andy? If you're telling me to calm down, where's your passion at? You're watching your side get destroyed by Sunderland? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. Hall now to Gordon. Can we get anything going here? Now Bruno turns, lays it off for Miley. Now Tonali plays it a good ball out wide for Livramento. On to Elanga. Miley, Elanga, Livramento. Now Tonali will send a cross in. It's absolutely terrible, by the way. No height on it at all. And Sunderland said, thank you very much and get on the attack. And that's a foul by Malik Chow on Brobby and a free kick to Sunderland. Toon Steel, how you don't have your team up for this game is mind-boggling. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound overreactive, but we need something different. How out? Nick Thornton says, Eddie hasn't got a single clue. Get rid now. And Sam says, get this manager out. He's clueless. To be honest, I do not know what has happened from the kickoff. I don't know what has happened. I don't know what tactics we've gone out to play. I don't know. It just baffles me. Rachel says, what the fuck is wrong with our team? I don't know, Rach. I don't know. Headed on again. And down goes Ballard again, claiming a penalty that he was taken down by Fabian Schär. Those two clash. I mean, there's nothing in that for me. He makes the most of that. I mean, there's not enough for him to go down like that at all. Play goes on now with Tonali. Things need to happen for Newcastle. We're 10 minutes into the second half. Hall, Bruno. Touched on by Livramento for Miley. Now Elanga. Elanga inside for Bruno. Good flick back. Oh, Elanga, man! He can't even control the ball now! And Sunderland are away again! Get him off the field, Eddie, man! Tonali is dragged back. That's got to be a yellow card. He gets on with it quickly. How? That's got to be a booking. Those of you that are supporting Elanga, tell me what the holy fuck that was there. Simple ball back to him by Bruno, and it bounces off him and goes straight to a red-white shirt. Fuck off, but why is he waiting so long for these subs, man? Dreadful. Peter says, worrying that Ross Wilson thinks Eddie is an elite coach. He's no more an elite coach than me. How out? Well, opinions are rife at the minute. Here's Elanga again. Can he get a good crossing this time? No, he can't. It's headed away. Robbie going in with Schär. Now it comes loose again. Elanga can't get there, though. And Sunderland will get the foot back on the ball. And cleared up the field again. Lefay going in with Schär. And now we're struggling again. And Brobby turns Tonali, and Tonali brings him down. And Tonali's going to get a yellow card for that. Brobby spun away from him. Down he goes. This is rotten, guy. Listen, I don't know what to say anymore, because if there is some people out there who think this is good or that we're being negative here, give your head a shake. It's absolutely shocking. And Eddie now is bringing 3 players on. So the almighty big change. Wisser is not one of them, guys. It's going to be Murphy, Barnes, and Willock. Murphy, Barnes, and Willock. No Wisser. And it comes again. Miley, that's a good header by Miley. Now Gordon, can he get on his bike? He can get on his bike. He's done well. Oh, that's an awful tackle. And there's another yellow card, this time for Ronaldo. Says it's his first one, but I don't give a shit. It's the manner of the foul, you dirty bastard. Jab says, we have won the least points from losing positions and lost the most from winning positions. No more damning stat for a manager. How out? And Nick Thornton says, Eddie simply doesn't know what to do. Well, he's going all out again here. As the subs are going to be made, Gordon is coming off for for Harvey Barnes. How can Gordon go for being so brilliant the other night to this today? It doesn't make sense. Alanga, you can get lost, mate. I'll tell you what. Fuck me. Now, is it going to be Miley? No, Tonali. It's Tonali again. Well, he ain't been good, Sandro Tonali, so there you go. Wow, what does that say? He's kept Miley on. And now we have a free kick, which Lewis Hall will send into the penalty area. Royce has come a long way for this and got it. And then he's nudged in the back by Malik Chow. I don't think there was anything in that. Chow just began running back. Soft as shit, some of these Sunderland players like. I mean, he's just trying to get past him. Give our. Oh, dear. John says this is nothing new. We've been like this for 2 years, apart from a brief spell last season. Time to change. Eddie has to go. There is a lot of unhappiness amongst the fan base, and rightly so. We're coming up to an hour, and we haven't even had a shot. That's how bad it's been. Here comes Sunderland again. Hall is there with a header. Probably tries to flick it on, but he's not going to get to that. It's out for a goal kick to Newcastle. I mean, we just look at 6s and 7s. There's no cohesion there. There's no nothing. We are literally all over the shop. Ike for PM says, keeping Voltemata on and no Visser is almost a sympathy decision. Very weak. Yeah, I think really, half an hour left? Surely Visser's got half an hour in him. I mean, Eddie said the other day that could Wisser start, and he said yes. So surely he could get half an hour out of him. Here's Barnes, first touch of the game. Has to go back to Hall. Tightly marked. Again, Sunderland just leaving a few little challenges in there. Long ball by Chow. It's a fabulous ball to Barnes. Takes it down. It comes to Willock. Willock back to Barnes. Barnes, though, is pushed off the ball by Xhaka, who clears only as far as Bruno. Bruno tries to head towards a penalty area, but he can't take the ball with him. And Sunderland clear. Now it's a foot race between Cher and Brobby. Ramsdale's come a long way out and done really well. Rolls the ball to Malik Chow, who gives him it back. Now that Ramsdale is back in his penalty area. Cher to Tino Livramento now. Inside, back to Cher. See, now we need to force Sunderland back. We've got to force them back. Good ball by Bruno. Out for Livramento on the far side again. Inside for Bruno. Bruno looks for help. Gets it from Hall. Hall to Willock. Willock onto his left foot. Gives it to Bruno. Shooting opportunity maybe. Oh, he doesn't shoot, but now he does. Bruno straight at the goalkeeper. But a first shot on goal, ladies and gentlemen. We have a shot. We have a shot. We have a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck's sake. Wow. Ronan says, why has he left Volta on? It's largely his fault. We can't create anything. A snail. Get Wisser on. Alanga looks more threatening, for fuck's sake. Well, Langa's not on anymore. I mean, Voldemort he's done nothing in this game. And everybody loves Big Nick Voldemort, but today's not at all his day. But there is still plenty time in this game, folks. There is still plenty time. Fabian Schär. Just an indication in the last couple of minutes that maybe we're pushing Sunderland back a bit. You know, they'll be very aware that it's only 1-0. And their nerves will go. Here's Barnes. Barnes, that's a good ball. And again, it's a brilliant ball from Harvey Barnes, but there's nobody running onto it. That is begging for somebody just to get on the end of that kind of cross. Rice fires it high again. This time Schär wins it. Guys, keep giving this, give us a like. And of course, if you're new, please keep subscribing to the channel. Click that logo in the bottom right-hand corner. And of course, the bell. It's completely free to do so. And welcome to all our new subscribers. Sunderland on the march again. Oh, that's terrible from Tino. But Fabian Schär gets him out of prison there. And Bruno. Now Miley. It's all very congested and scrappy, but we end up with the ball. Here's Bruno. Takes it over the halfway line, but again, he's looking for people to make runs, and there's just nothing in front of him. Miley. He's got to be careful here. Knocks it back to Schär, who in turn gives it to Chow on this near side. Back into the Sunderland half we go. Malik Chow, good ball. Bruno plays it through. Oh, Willock, Murphy. Why didn't you stick out a leg, Murph? Brilliant ball from Bruno. Cuts open the Sunderland defence. And Murphy just off the pace there. I think maybe had Murphy been on a bit longer, he might have been on there. He's just fresh on the pitch, of course. But that was better. That was much better from Newcastle. And Sunderland will get nervy. There's no doubt about that. If we can keep on going at them. Good ball by Bruno for Livramento now. Inside for Murphy. Murphy to Barnes. Tried to give it to Willock, but Sunderland read it well. But then they've lost it in the box. Oh, come on, Joe Willock. You've got to be stronger there, mate. But there is signs that the tide is turning here. Newcastle United pushing Sunderland back now. But we've got to make this spell count. Here's Bruno. Looking again just to carve Sunderland open. Goes wide to Livramento. Bruno again. Suddenly seen a lot more of the ball than Newcastle captain. Now Willock. Chow. Chow's got a lot of space to run into here. Hall. Back to Chow. We've just got to be careful that we don't get caught on the counter here. Here's Bruno again. Miley. In comes a cross. Straight to the goalkeeper. In fact, it was Murphy. Goalkeeper completely underneath it. But as soon as Murphy gets the ball, in comes the cross. Something we haven't seen from Alanga at all. No, battle again. Schär throws down Brobby to the floor. No foul, says the referee. And the ball goes out to play. Ramsdale has it. Ramsdale gets on with it. Malik Chow. Willock turns. Looks ahead of himself again, seeing if anything's available. Gives it to Bruno. Bruno, long ball out to Livramento again. Newcastle just getting a lot of the ball now, but can we make this count? Oh, it's again intercepted. Bruno's ball, just trying to cut open Sunderland. They managed to clear the ball, but only to the halfway line. This is now Newcastle starting to ask a lot of questions here. Miley. Fabian Schär. Possession in the last 10 minutes, 76% for Newcastle. We have changed. We have turned the tide a little bit here. We are asking questions now. Hall to Willock. Barnes now. Come on, Harvey. Barnes goes on his left foot, sends it a brilliant cross again, bounces loose, Bruno on the edge of the box, turns, hits it, Royce the save. Comfortable save for the Sunderland goalkeeper again, but that's much better from Newcastle. Finally starting to up the pace a little bit here. Just tries to bend it in the corner, but the goalkeeper sees it all the way. And it's very comfortable in the end. And again, Brobby throws himself to the floor against Fabian Schär, as he's done all game. All he does is fall over that bloke. Here's Murphy. Murphy. Oh, well, it's eventually found its way to Barnes again. Newcastle really asking questions now. Harvey Barnes to Fabian Schär, within striking range. Schär hits it. It's bounced off for a Sunderland player for a corner. It's the defender, Aldrete, in the way of it. It was a thunderbolt from Schär, but he puts his head in the way and clears it away for a corner. This is much, much better from Newcastle now, starting to ask some serious questions. To the point where Sunderland are going to make two changes. Isidor's coming on, or Isidore. Not sure who the other one is. But they'll not make the change for a corner, at a corner, though. In it comes. And cleared by Sunderland. There was no Newcastle player challenging for that, to be fair. Here's Bruno. Miley. Miley turns. Opportunity to get the ball in. Miley sends it in again. Back post is Fabian Schär. Headed away again for another Newcastle United corner. And we are seriously asking questions now. Much better. We look much more balanced with Barnes and Murphy at the moment. Without a shadow of a doubt, we do. And with Willock, to be fair. But since the substitutions, the tide has turned. And we are starting to dominate the game. But we need to get some more shots peppered in on this goalkeeper. Miley will take the corner from this near side. In it comes to the back post. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. You just don't want that. It just takes the sting out of things. Spike says, I would like to say this is piss poor, but that would be kind. Nick Thornton says, 100+ million for Elanga and Ramsey. Well done, Eddie Howe. It's starting to look bizarre. It is. 25 is coming off for Sunderland. Traore. And Isidore is coming on for Brobby. There will be the Sunderland changes as we come up to 20 minutes to go in the game. Wow. I mean, there's still no sign of Wissa, by the way. Over 5,000 people watching now on both X and YouTube. Thank you very much, guys. Please don't forget to give a like. And, of course, subscribe if you're new. If you're on X, head over to YouTube. If you've got a YouTube account, and give us a subscribe. Thank you very much. And welcome to all our new subscribers, guys. And don't forget to check out thetoonreview.com for all your channel merchandise in the build-up to Christmas. That's thetoonreview.com. Barnes, that's a lovely flick now to Willock, who can get on his bike. Willock trying to take everybody on, but he's got no support there. And he's done well, Willock. He puts his arms out to say, come on. Oh, look at Mookie Hill. He's smiling and carrying on with the fans. You've got 20 minutes yet, pal. Right, just for that, I would love us to go and get 2 goals and win this fucking game. But we have to get level. We have to make this count when we've got the pressure. EG says, losing a derby to no shots on goal is embarrassing. Well, yeah, we haven't had any shots on target. They haven't had any shots on target, I think. They've had shots. And the only one that's gone on target would be an own goal so far. But we're in trouble here. They've played through us. Big chance for Sunderland. Cleared away. It's a substitute 32. I'm not sure who he is. But here they come again. And again, nice little bit of passing by Sunderland, trying to create an opportunity to cross the ball. We're just chasing it at the minute. And eventually it's kicked out of play. The entire globe wants Wisser to come on except the manager. Well, he's coming on. He's coming on, guys. Finally, Wisser. And boy, oh boy, what an opportunity this is for Johan Wisser to become an instant hero. But in the meantime, Sunderland are on the attack again. That's a good ball. Isidor's in the box. Ramsdale pushes it away. He was probably better off going across the goalkeeper, to be fair, but Ramsdale stood his ground. I mean, we completely lose him here. He's onside. Malik Chow over the top of him, takes it down, takes it on the volley, and it's a good save at his near post by Ramsdale. I think Isidore would have probably preferred to maybe have gone across the goalkeeper, but he didn't really connect with it that well. And he's revving up the crowd as well. Corner to Sunderland. We have to defend this well here. Xhaka will take it. Left-footed in-swinger again from the Sunderland skipper to the back post. Ramsdale comes and punches well. Really good punch by the goalkeeper. Bruno, that's not great from him. He's just kicked it straight in the air and then heads it straight to a Sunderland player. That's not great. I'm not sure what Bruno was trying to do there. Rolf's kick, take the goal kick again. It just comes off Miley's head. And now Willock. Willock is knocked off the ball by Isidore, but then wins it back to get it back to Ramsdale. And somehow Ramsdale picked it up. No back pass. It was just a tackle from Willock. He did well, actually, Willock, to recover from that. Livramento. Fabian Schär. Malik Chow. Hall comes a bit deep to get the ball. Flicks and lovely ball into Willock. Willock now looking for Voltemade, but Ballards has just got everything on him today. Voltemade, no pace to get onto that ball, unfortunately. And Sunderland win it back. It was a lovely ball through as well by Willock, but Voltemade has just got no pace at all in the tank. Over the top again. Schär is there for Newcastle. A nice little 1-2 with Murphy. Gives Schär a little bit of time on the ball. Now Murphy again. Murphy hits a ball long again, looking this time for Harvey Barnes. Ballard is there again, but there is an offside flag up, and Newcastle now will bring on Johan Wisser for Voltemade. The only one he could have made. And Peter says, if Eddie isn't sacked, it shows Piff's ambition. And this is the goal. Voltemade is just completely unchallenged. I don't get where he's heading at. I don't get what he's trying to do with that own goal, I'm afraid. I just don't. I mean, it's so harsh when you see somebody like Voltemade, who you know is a very, very good player. Just anyway, Wisser is on the pitch now. Shane says they want this so much more than us. It's shocking. You know, the desire's certainly not been there at the minute. However, there's still time, guys. There's still time. We have Wisser on the pitch. We've wanted Wisser on the pitch for a long time. He's there now. Let's just hope, pray. Long ball down the right-hand side. Again, cleared away by Sunderland. Good pressure by Murphy this time. But they put a foot through it. Drops out for another throw into Newcastle on the halfway line. Howe and Tyndale in deep discussion on the sideline. But we got less than 15 minutes to go. Sunderland lead by 1-0. Here's Bruno trying to drive us forward. Xhaka on the back of him. Schär again. Hall's completely abandoned his left back position. He looks like he's playing through the middle now. He's coming for the ball all the time just to try and create something. It's like we're not playing with a left back anymore. Here's Hall again. Barnes now on this near side. Inside, Willock. Back to Barnes. Chow. Sends it across for Fabian Schär. It is music. It's all right saying some fans are embarrassing. Some fans are not happy with what they've seen, but that's a good ball towards Barnes, headed away by Ballard. That is going to be a corner to Newcastle. Can we make this count? Bruno's come across to take this one. Hopefully it's a little bit better than his last corner, which was not great. Schär's in conversation with Wisser. Schär is kind of using Wisser as a shield, as is Chow. Ball came in to the near post, cleared easily by Sunderland, and then Bruno's first-time cross is way sliced out for a goal kick to Sunderland. Yeah, I think Hall is stepping up, making it into a 3-4-3. That's what he's trying to do. But at the minute, it's not looking good, guys. Jab says, Nick got confused switching sides at half-time. Well, see there, who's waiting for the Bruno tweet? We go again. Listen, I don't want to see any of that crap. If we lose this game after what was one of the worst first half performances I've ever seen. I mean, we've asked a bit more in the second half, but holy shit. Just seems like Sunderland just have wanted this just that little bit more than us today. I mean, the first half was unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. And we're not even tackling Granit Xhaka. You know, every single time he's had the ball in this game, there's been no blue shirts around him at all. None, nada. It's amazing how much time he's had the ball to dictate what's going on in this game. Livramento has the ball now for Newcastle. Gets on a good ball, that to Murphy. Murphy gets on his bike down the right-hand side. Sends in a cross. It's deflected for Wisser. Oh, my God. Johan Wisser, an inch away from getting on the end of it and probably an equalizer. It took a deflection, and Wisser was a whisker away from just nudging that past the Sunderland keeper there. Oh, just too far in front of him. What a chance. But good pressure from Newcastle again. And Murphy again getting the ball, turns, and then boof. Ball into the box straight away, which we haven't had. Oh, that's poor from Lewis Hall. He's just kicked it out of play. And it looks very sick about that. That was not a good ball from Lewis Hall. Can't really blame Barnes for that because Barnes was trying to make a run. Michele again with a throw for Sunderland. Just near his own technical area. 10 minutes, less than 10 to go in the Tyne-Wear derby. Sunderland lead by a goal to nil. An own goal by Nick Voltemada, but Newcastle, I mean, well, Schär now brings it forward. Spins right-footed ball out to Barnes on this near side. Barnes inside for Willock. Nice bit of play now. Lewis Hall. Beautiful crossfield ball now to Murphy. Takes it down well. Murphy, again, looks to get the cross in. Two Sunderland players marking him. Back to Bruno. Murphy makes a move. Good header away. And Sunderland deal with it. And Sunderland might catch us here. And it's a foul by Fabian Schär. Took one for the team there because Sunderland were on the attack. Enzo Lefebvre broke away, tried to cut inside and then maybe send Isidore away. He couldn't because Fabian Schär fouled him. It was he took one for the team there, Fabian. I'm not sure he's been booked. I mean, I would have thought that was a bookable offence, but there's nothing being confirmed yet. As Sunderland make another change. And it is Talby coming off, replaced by number 14, whoever that is. And Willock trying to get him off the pitch. Talby's been a bit of a shit about the substitution, just trotting off. This is fucking depressing, guys. This is depressing. So, Talby off and Mundle comes on. Mundle. Time is a running out, guys. Time is a running out. I mean, look, the thing is, there's nothing really changes, is there? We don't know what tactics Newcastle have been playing. We don't know what was said in the dressing room, obviously, but holy shit, man. It's been a depressing watch. And we've asked a couple of little questions here and there, haven't we, in this second half? But nothing huge where we've really made Royce make any sort of big saves. Nothing at all. Toon Steel says unforgivable performance. You can't. It is. It's an unforgivable performance. It's been shit. Michele throws it towards Newcastle's penalty box. It's up in the air again. Bit of head tennis going on. Isidore. Still head tennis. Sunderland get it back, though. And Michele into the box. Gets to the byline. And that looks like a goal kick. And it's not. Michele is absolutely incensed. And I think it's very funny. You prick. Let's have another look. Yeah, it was a corner, but I don't care. Should have been a corner to Sunderland there. Not given. But we're running out of time, folks. 6 minutes to go in normal time. 6 minutes of normal time left. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. And we've done nothing to suggest that we may get a goal here, but we have pushed them back a bit. But again, we haven't forced the keeper to do anything special anyway. Here's Barnes. Murphy, opportunity to shoot, doesn't. Lays it to Miley. He will crack one, but it's blocked. Now we got to get back. Sunderland on the break here. If Isidore gets this pass right, which he doesn't, it's horrible. And Ramsdale gets on the end of it to pick the ball up. What a chance that was for Sunderland. Cool Dude says, Paul, I was depressed after 10 minutes of this shit. Yeah. Share now goes long again towards the penalty area. But again, nobody jumps, but it's fallen at Willock's feet. Lays it to Bruno. Bruno pushed off the ball. Wanted a free kick. He's not going to get it. Mukiele's a right little fucking arsehole, by the way. He is Bruno. Miley. Intricate passing again outside the penalty area, knocking it around here and there. Nothing happening at the minute, though. And Bruno's lost the ball. And Sunderland fire it away, but only as far as Livramento, who pulls it across to Chow. Chow back to Livramento. Down the line for Murphy. Murphy now again tries to look up and get a cross in. Murphy goes on to his left and gets a cross in. It's a brilliant ball, headed away well by Ballard again. And that's out for a corner. Come on, boys! Come on! Toon Steel says Nagelsmann in. Oh, dear me. Nagelsmann. There you go. This Sunderland fans looking very nervous now, chewing nails and everything, as it's a corner to Newcastle. I'm sure if Enzo Lefebvre's just been booked for dissent or something like that. I'm not sure. No confirmation. Yeah, he's been booked. I presume that's for dissent. Here comes the corner from Miley. Curled in, headed away again by Ballard. What a game he's had, by the way. Out for a throw to Newcastle on the other side. Murphy gets on with it quickly. Livramento. Murphy. Murphy inside for Bruno. Can't get there. Cleared again by Ballard. And this is all Newcastle now, as you'd expect. Sunderland getting a little bit nervy now. And Newcastle doing all the pressing, but we're not getting any shots on the goal. Here's Chow to Willock. Willock. Barnes. Barnes. Left-footed ball from Barnes. Oh, that's a push by Murphy. A clear as day push. It's a free kick to Sunderland. I don't know why Murphy's putting his arms out there. I saw that when the ball came across, never mind the fucking referee. Dear fucking Christ. I don't know what to say, guys. Time is now very much running out for Newcastle. I actually hate this game at the minute. I just despise it. I hate this game. It's painful. It's awful. It's shit. It's everything. It's everything a derby defeat could possibly be. And Sunderland now have the ball in our half. They're just knocking it around, tight little passes, keeping us from getting the ball. We're into the last 2 minutes of normal time. And no, Wisser hasn't had a touch of the ball because we've never had a chance to give him the fucking thing. I don't know what's happened to this team, folks. I genuinely don't know what's going on here. We are just a shadow of the team that we were. Malik Chow now. Time is running out. 1.5 minutes left of normal time. Chow to Barnes. Barnes inside for Chow again. We've got to get the ball forward. We're just going side to side here. Get the ball forward, man. Here's Bruno now. Lewis Hall. Bruno again. Put the ball in the fucking penalty box, man. Out wide again. Murphy forced back. Now Share. And Bruno's lost the ball. Why are we trying to walk the ball in instead of putting the cross in? What is wrong with us? Hall again. Sends it wide for Barnes. Barnes now. Overlap from Willock. Willock's got to get the cross in, but he's completely fucked it up and it's behind for a goal kick. If that doesn't sum up Newcastle United today, nothing fucking will, folks. Awful. Absolutely awful. Nick Thornton says, not even a top 10 finish this season. Eddie's insulated himself too well to be sacked. Well, I'll tell you what, we need fucking answers after this performance because this is absolutely fucking terrible. We've looked weak. We've looked absolutely at odds with each other. They don't know what they're doing. We don't have a game plan. Because that game plan the first half must have just been sit back and let them have the ball. 4 minutes of additional time, folks. 4 minutes. Long ball by Sunderland. Chow is under this. Now Hall heads it away again. Just head tennis going on at the minute. Lefay for Sunderland. Trying to just jostle the Hall. They've got to the byline. This is dangerous. And somehow we survive. And the ball is with Murphy. Murphy now cuts inside. Plays a love. No, he doesn't. It's an awful ball to Xhaka. And Xhaka's ball isn't much better. And it goes out for a throw-in by the corner flag to Newcastle. Terrible ball by Murphy. Absolute bollocks. Dog rot. Butter my arse and call me Satan. This is shit. 3 minutes of injury time left. Can we at least try and get one shot in this injury time? One fucking shot. Chow across now to Share. Share sends it forward at last, looking for Wisser. Headed away by Mukiele and on again. Isidore had plenty of time there to bring the ball down, but didn't get a shout. And the ball is now with Malik Chow on the halfway line. Can we get one attempt? Here's Bruno. Across for Livramento now. A lot of space. Murphy. Put it in. Murphy. And it's blocked. And that's a corner to Newcastle United. Honestly, it takes us so long to cross the fucking ball. I have no idea why we're not just putting the ball into the area. It doesn't make any sense, man. Lewis Hall with the corner. He's going to whip this in left-footed, Lewis Hall. In it comes, right under the bar, headed away, bouncing around, skied, and big clearance there. Headed back by Livramento. But again, Bruno didn't want to know him there, and then down goes, oh, dear me, free kick to Sunderland. And it was Willock who made the challenge on Ruffs, and I'm not sure it's all a bit of handbags going on at the minute. And now they're chasing after Fabian Schär. There's a lot of handbags going on there. And Newcastle actually showing a bit of fight and determination. Then something breaks out on the other side. Isidon Chow, and it's all kicking off here at the Stadium of Light in the dying moments of the game. If only we'd shown this kind of fight earlier in the game. It's no point showing a bit of fight now, is it? You know, handbags and shit. And Bruno is showing the yellow card. I'm not sure why. Oh, Bruno's off. No, he's not. It's a yellow card. I thought he was reaching for his red there. I'm not sure what happened with Isidore on the far side. His teammates are having a right go at him. I'm not sure why Bruno was booked because he wasn't involved in any of it. Now Willock's booked as well. I haven't seen any bookings for the Sunderland players. You know, Peter Banks is walking all over the place, flashing yellow cards left, right, and centre. Hey, this is pathetic. If only they'd shown a bit of fight like this in the actual game, eh? Fucking cowardly team, embarrassment of biblical proportions. And Dr. Linden says goal was the only cross that found Nick all game. Yeah. Guys, don't forget, give it a like if you've enjoyed the show today. Please do subscribe if you're new and you've just found the channel. It's an incredible community. Come and help us on the road to 45,000 subscribers. And welcome to all our new subs today. Thank you very much for joining the Toon Review. Much appreciated. And don't forget to head towards thetoonreview.com for all your merchandise as we build up to Christmas. Get yourself or friend or family something nice for Christmas and support the channel that way. Still haven't got anything going here. I mean, it's just all kicked off. I'm not sure what the hold-up is now. It's become a bit of a farce, to be fair. I'm not sure what Peter Banks is doing. He's brought the captains over. Granit Xhaka's got blood coming from his eye. This is... dear me. Steve Middleman says the game's been shite from both sides, but we've been ranked bad. Sunderland won't care. Do you honestly think Sunderland will look at it and say, oh, we were ranked bad in that game? No, they won't look at that at all and think that because they've got they're winning the game. I don't know how long we've got left now after all that stoppage. Murphy has it for Newcastle. Across to Livramento. Tries to get down the wing, but has to cut back. Bruno now. Fabian Schär. Rifles it back to Bruno. Can't control it. Livramento gets it. Murphy now sends it into the penalty area. Cleared away by Ballard again. Hall bounces for Schär. Can it come to Wisser? No, he's edged out. And a goal kick to Sunderland. And you wish it went down. I don't know whether he was appealing for a penalty or not, but there you go. Len Simmons says, I was looking forward to this game. Yeah, so was I. So was I have to say. That could be it now, folks. The Mackems look like they're about to enjoy biblical celebrations on Wearside, as we will certainly have another inquest. Absolutely dreadful performance today. And Royce with a bit of time wasting here. And look at them, honestly. Inbred bastards, a lot of them. Royce is going to launch this now. I don't know if there's any time left. No, there is. Banks is saying play on. Yeah. Frosty Hammer says not rotating well enough. Look exhausted. It's not about exhaustion for me. We've just been shite. Absolutely purely shite. Sunderland have clearly wanted it more. And, you know, even the 50-50 tackles, we've been dreadful. And there is the final whistle. Sunderland have beaten Newcastle by 1-0. And there is absolute joyful celebrations at the Sunderland penalty area. And listen, you know, we don't deserve anything from that game. We haven't asked enough questions at all of Sunderland today. We've been absolutely dreadful. Nobody can say we deserved anything from it. It's been ranked bad from start to finish. And, you know, Sunderland, they deserve the win. They wanted it more than us. From the very off. It has to be said, from the very off, Sunderland wanted it more than us. And obviously, it's took an own goal to win it. You know, they weren't great up front, Sunderland, but they had enough desire to win the game, which we didn't show at all. A bit of fight at the end with the handbags. Why don't they show that on the pitch? Just absolutely disgusting performance. It was disgusting. It wasn't even a decent... There's nothing anybody can tell me that was a good performance or anywhere near. I coffee member for 20 months. Mackham's back in the Premier League 6 months ago and looked more well-drilled, better coached than our UCL team. Recruitment was bad, but Howe has reached his ceiling. Connor says, Paul, don't hold back on your match reaction. Oh, fucking won't be. Don't worry about that. Edward Gorn says, Howe set the team up not to lose, but we do. It shows too much respect for the opposition, and we play with fear. We played with fear from the word go tonight. There wasn't anything in that game where we were good. Nothing. Simon said Eddie had until today. Got to go now. Pathetic. It was awful. I mean, it was absolutely awful. Toon Steel, Sideways FC, every cross in slow motion and has to be telegraphed. We're a joke and look like a Sunday League club. And just bear with me a second. James Morrison said, would you sack Howe? I mean, look, I don't want to sound reactionary, to be honest. I don't. And I mean, look, there is going to be serious questions now, but I don't think the PIF will sack Eddie Howe on the fact that we've just lost to Sunderland. You know, the fact that we are still in, you know, we're still in the Champions League, we're still in the Cups. I don't think, you know, many of you probably won't like to hear that, but I just generally don't think they will sack Eddie Howe. Today was gutless and spineless. It was gutless and spineless from the word go. Sunderland deserve it. Sunderland wanted it more than us. They weren't great up front. They did nothing up front, but they got the look. They got the own goal. You know, people say they create their own look, and of course they do. And they got the look through the own goal. I still don't know what Voldemar was doing or where he was trying to head that ball. But you have a Sunderland side that come out today and just, they wanted it more than the 50-50s. Our big players don't fucking show up again. Questions have got to be asked. Where is the motivation in this team? Where is the motivation from the team today? Our big players bottled it again. Tonali, fucking useless. Hauled off again. Gordon, useless. Alanga, useless. Voldemar, terrible. We said before kickoff, and we've said all the way on the build-up to this game, that Newcastle United had to be added from the word go today to beat Sunderland. And the big players had to show up and show some bottle. But they didn't. They fucking bottled it. The lot of them bottled it. We didn't question the goalkeeper. We didn't fire anything at him. We bottled everything about this game today. Complete and utter shite. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was balls. Mark Mullen says, what a shower of shit. We're 1-0 down and we're playing like we're 1-0 up. Lack of energy, momentum, fight, no ideas, no control. An absolute embarrassment. What the fuck? And do you know what it is? If any of them Newcastle players or our manager says anything about fucking fatigue, they can piss off. Because if you can't get motivated or adrenaline for this game, you don't deserve to be there. It's as simple as that. You need to, it's nothing to do with fatigue. Christopher says, off defence, how out? I love him. I love him. Time for change. Chipper says, done with Eddie. It was a gutless performance by him as a coach and pathetic from the players. Spike says, another Howe failure. Still hasn't learned. Fuck all. Toon Tyfe says, another away loss. No ideas. No plan B. Shite. Jazz says, time for fans to get vocal about sacking Howe. Chris says, Eddie's one-trick pony and didn't get it right. David says, we set up purely for a smash and grab. Shameful. And by the way, they're now doing they're doing a team photo in front of their home end. And if that's not shithousery for what we did when we beat them, there you go. But they've won the derby. Ike for PM says, any light about top 5 was switched off today. Yeah. Geordie Dan, member for 17 months, Howe out. There is a lot of Eddie Howe out in the chat. A lot. Wagner says, Paul, what the hell has happened to Tonali? You tell me, buddy. I do not know. The Newcastle, they don't give answers. They don't let us know anything. What was Tonali's illness? I don't know. We just, nobody seems to know. He hasn't been any good since he was ill. He's been garbage since he was ill, and he was terrible again today. But there was no game plan today. There was nothing. We start the game, and then 10 minutes in, we're thinking, well, what is the actual game plan here for Newcastle? Do we actually fucking have one for a start? And no, we didn't. There was no game plan there. It was terrible from start to finish, that game. We got a bit better after the substitutions. Murphy put in a few crosses. Barnes looked lively, but it was too late. The rest of them were fucking shit. And then when Wissa comes on, we don't get him the ball at all. We're just lacking something. Something's missing. Something's not there. Something's a big worry. Lee Chown says, to those who were happy when these came up, fuck you. Yeah. Robert says, player ratings tomorrow, only 3 players above 4. That should be a very interesting show. Harry says, shocking performance. We will never, ever be a great team without a number 10. Go sign one. Listen, we have a number 10 there in Wissa, but Eddie refuses to say that he's a number 10. He says he's a number 9. We all know, and we all can fucking see that he's not. It's blatantly fucking obvious to everybody watching. I'm turning that off. I can't be asked to watch that anymore. Graham Ritchie says, that was awful. We deserved now. We spent £50 million on Ramsey and don't play him. What's going on? Yeah, no Ramsey again. Nothing at all. Doesn't even see the pitch again. What on earth is going on? You know what? I've just can't believe what I've just watched. I can't believe that was the Newcastle United that we saw reach the Champions League last season. But guys, I'm sorry, things are not right. And if anybody is still blinkered to believe that things are right behind the scenes or are right with what's going on, get your fucking blinkers off now and start realizing. John says, why the fuck do we keep trying to play Midfield of 3/8, it doesn't work. How out hire Glasner? Neon says, how long will Byrne be out with a broken rib? God knows. He'll probably be back on Wednesday. James, a member for 34 months, is absolute shite today. No plan. Things need to change in January. Get to work. Wilson. NH92 says, been a great backer for Howe, but he's been backed in the window. Not a mass amount of injuries. Not good enough. Now it seems wrong players have been bought. Ian, a member for 35 months, says Eddie has to go now. Yes, we got Europe and a cup, but that's been and gone. Things in the present are what counts. Do you know what? I do agree with that. And we've said that many times, football does not stand still for anybody. It does not stand still. Ever. And it's all right saying, all right, Eddie Howe, he won this, he won that. But what he is doing and what the team are doing this season is fucking disgusting. It is desperate. That is not a team that you will be proud of today for coming out there against Sunderland and showing a complete lack of any momentum, any adrenaline, any morale. Sunderland wanted every single 50-50 ball. Sunderland wanted it more than us. Yes, there was not much goal-mouth action. But you let a player like Granit Xhaka sit on the ball for the whole game without even trying to make a single tackle on him. It's a disgrace. And I can't see how anybody looks at that performance and says, yeah, we're all fired up. Everything's all right. It's just we're a little bit tired. Bullshit. We're not tired. This is a game against our bitter rivals down the road who showed far more guts than us today by a long shot. Nick Thornton says, off you go, Eddie Howe, and take the happy clappers with you. Jens, terrible, but also a terrible ref. However, not blaming him for allowing Bobby to stay on the pitch. We should have won. I think Howe needs to go. The referee wasn't the reason we lost. Yes, it was a nasty challenge, but look, that was not the reason we lost. Hatrick here says, need to spend in January. Otherwise, no Europe and our best players leave in the summer. Well, the question is, do you trust Eddie Howe, though? Do you actually trust Eddie Howe with bringing in players in the winter window? Elanga, fucking rotten again today. He doesn't even bring Jacob Ramsey on, and we spent £40-odd million on him. So do you really trust a manager like Eddie Howe to go and sign players that are going to be successful in the now? Because we need them now, not 10, 12 a year later. We need them now. Otherwise, what is the fucking point? I don't know. I just don't know if you can trust him to bring the right guys in. He said he wanted Elanga for a long time. Look at that today. And then Jacob Ramsey, who he keeps talking about as being this brilliant player, brilliant attitude, he doesn't even put him on the fucking pitch. Magpie 50 says, don't think it would be long for demonstrations. It was shit. Off-grid design says, players are playing shit because there's no consequence. Eddie is soft as shit as a coach. You know, maybe that's true. I don't know. Maybe it is. Squire Jimmy says they were either told to sit back the whole match or no one has turned up. Either way, it's on Howe. How many times will we have this discussion? Well, I want to know, I want the journalists to ask Eddie straight in the face, what was your game plan tonight, Eddie? What was the game plan? What did you go out or what did you set that team out to do? Because I did not see a game plan from the word go tonight. I didn't see anything. All I saw was a complete domination of possession from Sunderland, us sitting back again, not even bothering, and bottling out the tackles and bottling out of everything else. That's what I saw today. It's simply unacceptable. You know, people can take losing a game of football and people can take losing a derby if you know you did everything you could to get a result out of that derby game. But can anybody sit there and say that they thought Newcastle gave it everything today? Because they fucking didn't. Not one of them. Not one of them. It was a shambles from start to finish. Tommy O says, the problem is bigger than how these younger sheiks lack the balls. Old school sheiks would not put up with shite people running their investment. Well, look, there'll be a big fallout from this. There has to be a fallout from this because we have just witnessed an absolute disgraceful performance. A disgraceful performance. And never in my wildest days would I sit here. And look, I've seen Derby defeats before. I've seen Sunderland beat us before. But most of them, you can look back and think, yeah, we gave it a go. We just weren't good enough. But today we bent over and took it straight up. Just straight up. It was straight up shit. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know where we go. Paul, a message from my granddaughter. Watch your language, man. I know you're passionate, but youngsters and women are... Norman, give over. It's an adult channel, mate. If your kids want to watch, that's fine. But I'm sorry. We've just lost a... Really? Come on. Come on. I would suggest you don't let them watch if there's language. And women? I think there's women who watch this channel who swear a lot on the chat. Good grief. I can't believe some of the comments I get. It's staggering. Jay says, sick of wasting my emotions on a team with no heart. Chris says, you're 100% right, Paul, but don't risk your own health for that performance. Keep up the great work. My health's fine, mate. Don't worry. I honestly. Halvat says, spent 100 million on Ramsey and Alanga, but I'm watching Willock getting minutes. Is this a fever dream? Somebody needs to question him. Somebody needs to question Eddie Howe and asks him, why? What are you doing? A player like Willock, who looked all in all to be absolutely finished. Miss Bunny says, as a female who's watching with kids, that opinion was fucking embarrassing. Thank you very much, Miss Bunny. It was very embarrassing. Just lost a bloody derby. I'm supposed to sit here and say sprinkles and ice cream and jelly, for God's sake. Give over. Spike Milligan says, no pressing, no passion, nothing. Poor, poor, poor. And McMillan Paint Stripper says, replace Alanga with Eric Shawn, harder character. I mean, look, apparently we've got somebody on the bench, says Eddie, in Jacob Ramsey, who is, Jacob Ramsey is supposed to be the next big thing. Eddie speaks so highly of him, but he puts Willock on in front of him. I'm not saying Willock's doing badly this season. He's done all right. But you spent over £40 million on a player who is becoming a fucking ghost. Attacker number 2 says, cowardice is our identity. There you go. There's a new identity for us. Ben says, as a Sunderland fan, I feel for your team of your scale, barely turning up in a derby. On to the next one, I guess. Thank you, Ben. Toon Steel says, I do not want Howe in charge of another transfer window. Yeah, I do worry. And I think we're all entitled to worry about whether, what Eddie Howe does in the transfer window, because we're spending crazy money on players who are just pathetic. I mean, that Anthony Alanga performance today was as bad as it was just dreadful. Gordon was terrible. Where was the Gordon from Wednesday night? Just, he's so inconsistent. It is incredible. Now, you have to start thinking that a lot of these players bottled this game today, that they weren't up for it. And that is the bigger worry for me, is the fact that we weren't up for the game. We fell to fucking pieces, completely off a cliff. And some of the players have gone. They've long gone off that cliff. Thank you, Marley, for your super chats. And Hattrick here says, who comes in for Howe, though? Who's available? Well, look, I mean, I'm not going to talk about who's available because it's pointless, because Eddie Howe's our manager. And I generally don't see PIF sacking Eddie Howe. I don't. And I'm not talking about because he's got money in the bank, because I don't subscribe to that crap anymore. I keep saying that football does not stand still. You cannot be sentimental in football. And the problem is, Eddie's been sentimental to certain players at the moment, which has been his downfall. But just because he's won the cup and he's been fantastic for us, we're in the here and now. The here and now, not in the past. Football doesn't stand still for anybody, let alone a football manager. And we are getting things, Eddie's getting things wrong. The players aren't turning up. Something is not right. That was not a performance that says to me, I want to fight tooth and nail and I want to fight blood for my manager or the badge for that matter. Ronald, thank you for your super chat. Pound for pound boxing says, how set up not to lose, how out disgraceful. Jade says, I saw Hall alone everywhere. 0 shots in the first half. Magpie 50, this was the worst derby in over 40 years for me. And Halmat says, people speaks about us losing our best players in the summer. Barring Bruno, I couldn't give a toss about any of them. Well, look, Bruno, again, look, he fought hard today, Bruno. He fought hard. He wasn't great. I don't think any of them were great. But Bruno did come into it more when the subs came on. He was a lot more active. But if that's an instructional thing that's coming from the bench, I don't know. I don't know what Eddie Howe set up to do today. And I'll keep saying that. The mind completely boggles as to what our tactics were there. It makes no sense at all. None. Nada. Shite. Sassmate says, Voldemort has been found out. Back heel flip failure. He can never recover from this. And Horror Queen, thank you very much for your super chat. We've just seen a horror show, actually. Look, Voldemort, we said before the game that we didn't expect Voldemort at the start because he looked exhausted. He looked shattered. And that's exactly what he was. He was knackered. But his touch was off today. His passing was absolutely dreadful. There was nothing from Voldemort today. And then the own goal. Look, we see own goals all the time, right? But there was nobody on him. There was nobody like challenging him. I don't know what he was trying to do with that header. And of course, Ramsdale doesn't have a chance with it because it's just flew off his head straight off the bar and in. And that's all, you know, Sunderland didn't make Ramsdale make very, I mean, Isidore hit one, I think, that was going wide anyway that Ramsdale turned away. But that was it. Sunderland didn't offer a lot in front of goal, but what they offered in more was passion and wanting it more than Newcastle United today. And I'm not going to sit here and belittle Sunderland as a Newcastle fan, because how can we banter them today after what we've just watched? There's no excuse. There's no excuses to come up with. All our top players most of them were out there today. You got Livramento, Hall, who did okay, right? But then you've still got your centre-backs, your midfield of Tonali's and Bruno's, you know, these quality players, Gordon. Where the fuck were they today? Just embarrassing. Naked Noise Boy says, piss poor off in the tavern on Discord for a port. And Marley says, Boppers, I don't even know what that is. But thank you, Marley. Look, there's going to be such a huge fallout from the game. And I'll continue the fallout on my match reaction when I record that. Because as everybody knows, I'm going to say it how it is. There's nothing to pussyfoot around. You know, if you don't like cold hard facts, then don't watch it. You know, just don't watch the reaction, because if you honestly, after that game today, have still got any, you know, oh, this is a negative channel, or this is that, then just shut off and watch something else. Seriously, go and watch something else. Because if you're in that mindset, then you have a serious, huge blinkers on that you can't see reality. And if you can't see reality, there's no point, because it was absolutely rotten to the core today. And there's not one good thing to come out of that football match. We've just been beaten by our fiercest rivals, embarrassed by them, and an embarrassed performance. Completely embarrassing performance. No excuse. Horror Queen says, was worse than John Cena last match last night. Yeah, yeah. Aaron, a member for 8 months, is 11 points dropped from winning, 0 points won from losing, seething, fucking embarrassing. I've not said the words, but if we go out of the cup 2 times up. Nick Thornton says, no consequences for poor performances lead to this. Ronald Daddio says, negative play, 4-4-2, Wisson, Voltamada, 2 central mind, 2 centre mids. He won't be persuaded to change it. He won't do anything like that. He will never change. And he's been asked that many times in press conferences, regarding the formation. Is he going to change it? Is he going to do X, Y, Z? He said no. He says, we know how we play. We have a set way of playing. But what he doesn't seem to realise, and I don't understand how he doesn't seem to realise, is that we've been completely found out. Teams go against us now and know exactly how to play against Newcastle United. They know exactly what we're going to do. And they also know that we don't have a Scooby-Doo how to change it. Nothing in the match will change. We'll make substitutions, absolutely, but nothing will change. So they know exactly what they're doing to us. And it was just gutless. It's terrible. It's terrible to see the spineless performance that was. And just before I switch the match off, I'm seeing the Newcastle players and Eddie Howe, applauding the Newcastle fans, just sort of like that, all looking, broken-hearted. Don't you fucking dare. Don't show that. Don't tell me you're broken-hearted, because that wasn't a performance that you would end up broken-hearted about, because you did nothing in the game to get anything out of it. And if I was a fan in that ground, right, there's no way I would be staying back to clap that lot today after that performance. Not a chance in hell. No way. Why would you? Why would you want to stay there as a fan and clap that utter dross today? Dobby says, Howe should resign while he has a shred of dignity left. Muckler says, time to move on and get the next win in the bag. Let's keep it positive, please. Are you for real? How many times have people said that this season, especially the players, by the way? The players have actually come out and said things like, oh, it's time to, the next one. We'll move on. We'll move on. I'm sick of hearing it. Everybody says, oh, we'll move on. But we never move on. We just play the same fucking boring old way. Let's keep it positive, please. We've just lost to Sunderland. What is there to be positive about? I don't understand why people say things like that. Edward Gorn says, Eddie is a great coach, but he's not a manager. This is my sad conclusion. Keith has been a member for 34 months. They will apologise. We'll do better next time. How will say the usual, this is a difficult afternoon, blah, blah, blah. Then everyone praising them again. And Gromit Official says, if he has any decency, he'd walk now. Oof, scathing. Absolutely scathing. But I mean, somebody, if there was anything, I said this at half time, actually, but if there's anything in the match that was positive for you today, let me know in the chat. What was positive? Come on. Let's see if there's anything positive to say, because all these people that are, coming on saying, oh, stop being negative. You've been too negative. It was fine. Give over. I'm not going to sit here and read that bullshit, by the way. Keep it positive. You can't keep it positive after that. Elanga going off was a positive. Yeah. Yes. Why did we buy Ramsey? I don't know. Somebody seems to seriously need to ask Eddie Howe why or what Ramsey is for. Was he bought for the future? Because if so, 40-odd million pound is a lot of money. We bought him in the summer. Eddie says he's not ready for the Newcastle way yet. Then what the fuck is going on? He's been here 6 months. So what is going on the training pitch that he is not ready to play for Newcastle? I don't understand. I don't get where he's coming from. And Phil, you're right. It's denial. He's in denial about everything he gets asked in a press conference. Complete denial. And he'll come out with some kind. He probably will make some kind of excuse tonight. If anybody has seen anything that he said, please let me know, because if he has, I want to know what the excuses were today. Because if I was Eddie Howe, I'd go in front of that camera and I'd apologise to the Newcastle fans on behalf of himself and all the players for the embarrassing performance that we've just had to watch from our team against our bitter rivals. Go and apologise and actually say in front of the camera, we were awful today. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much. Don't say anything else. because saying anything else will probably piss off a lot of more Newcastle United fans. Halmad says, well, the positive is that Voldemar shows he's got a brilliant header. Yeah, at the other end. How come we've never seen him do that at the other end? Catch It Soup says, if Eddie had your passion, we'd never lose. It just, I will never understand how today especially, we didn't have anything, any kind of passion on that pitch. Ruffian Benisian says, if Eddie Howe has to go, then it's before the next Premier League game for me. I am almost off the fence. Break the bank, get Klopp or Mancini. We've been poor all season. Ooh, interesting. I mean, there is managers out there, but I think the time to, talk about new managers is if Eddie Howe goes, which I don't think they will sack him. And I know that's annoying, but I generally don't think they'll sack him. Because we're still in the Cups, we're still in the Champions League. The league form, I mean, forget finishing in the top 6. Forget that. If we're to be in the Champions League next season, we need to win the European competition. And that ain't happening. The decline of the side has been immense since the Cup final. There's been a huge decline since the Cup final. Edward Gorn says, what is the Newcastle way? We have lost our identity completely. I don't even know what the identity is. I don't even know what the tactics are, let alone the identity. So anyone is supposed to answer that, I do not know, because we've just gone so far backwards in everything, in absolutely everything, so far backwards that it's just a joke. It is a fucking joke. And the fact that me as a Newcastle fan sitting here saying Sunderland deserved what they got today, it's painful, man, but you have to be realistic. There's just no other way of putting it. Understand the frustration, Paul, but we have to be careful what we wish for here. Enjoying the show. Absolutely. Of course we do. The grass is not always greener, but we are not... Nobody can tell me that those players went out there today and followed through with the manager's instructions, because if that was the manager's instructions, that first half, then we are in big, big trouble this season, folks. Big trouble. If that's what the manager wants from anybody this season, we're in trouble. Massive trouble. It's just fact. Trevor's been a member for 16 months, says they wanted it more simple. Eddie is running out of runway tactics and motion excuses. Sad, but fact, that's why the big wages. Jaden says Unai fixed their problem. Eddie has no idea what's going on. Embarrassing. Going to work tomorrow just to hear all the Mackems talking shite. Well, listen, they've earned the bragging rights. It's as simple as that. Denveril says, always had faith in Eddie Howe, but even I'm Eddie out now. Oh, wow. Denveril, I know you're a big supporter of Eddie Howe, so I'm very, very, very surprised to hear that, I have to say. Anyway, we've got nearly 9,000 people watching, guys, across both platforms on X and YouTube. Please do give us a subscribe and a like if you're enjoying the show. We are coming to an end shortly, sadly. Well, not sadly, because it's been dreadful. But thank you for everybody's support today, and welcome to all our new subscribers. If you are watching on X and you've got a YouTube account, head over to YouTube and drop a subscription for us. It would mean the world to us as we head towards 45,000 subscribers. At least that would be a nice way to soften the blow of this absolute debauchery of a performance. I mean, I'm running out of words to say how bad that performance was today. I really am. It's extremely painful. Paul, I agree with everything you say, but they never looked like scoring. No team looked like scoring. I have to be honest, Sunderland weren't great up front, but they got a bit of luck. And whether you can say, yeah, that was deserved because they were on top the whole game. So they earned a bit of luck. They fired a cross in and Voldemar heads it into his own net. Yeah. Paul says, can you honestly see Eddie turning this round? Well, the problem we've got is, right, and I think Stato mentioned this on the show a couple of times, to be fair. When you're talking about Eddie out and can he turn it around? What happens is we get a couple of decent performances and then everybody thinks it's Rosie in the garden and we've turned the corner, but we haven't, because it just papers over the cracks, and the cracks that have been there since we won the cup. And that's just how it is. We haven't looked good. And then we suddenly win a couple of games in a row and everything's rosy in the garden, but it's papering over everything. And you can still see, even when we've come away with victories, that those previous problems are still well and truly there. You can see them still there. And, you know, some players not at it. Some players playing in positions that they shouldn't. Eddie Howe making the same mistakes over and over again. It's there for everybody right in front of their eyes to see. So I guess we just have to hope and pray that, you know, this is an embarrassment for the players. Whether they see it as that, I don't know. But whether they see it as an embarrassment, they need to. They need to realize that we are embarrassed by them today. That was a shocking performance. They've let the fans down massively, as well as the football club. We just did not turn up. And what we offered was just a pile of crap. Literally a pile of crap. How he's saying the game in midweek has taken its toll. You are kidding me. Don't tell me he's come out with that garbage. Surely not. Eddie's comments not good enough in the quality. No shit. Don't tell me the game in midweek took its toll. My fucking God. I'll tell you something now, right? There's Newcastle fans that would go out and work 5 night shifts, right? 5 night shifts, and come out at the stadium like today with more fire in the bellies. So don't come out with that. The fatigue crap, because I'm not having it. I will be furious if he's using that as an excuse, because it's nothing to do with fatigue. You honestly think that Newcastle fans who work night shift, who work 12 hours a day, etc., would not turn up the Stadium Life and have more fire in the bellies than that bunch today? Don't insult the fans by saying things like that. Do not insult the fans. Really. That would be even worse if you say, no, it's took its toll. I'd be furious. I'd be furious. My God. Dear me. Anyway, it's time to end Matchday Live, folks. I'm going to record a reaction to the game, and of course, that will be, as usual, it will be very honest, and I'll say how things are in my own head. Whether you like to hear those sort of things or not, then that's up to you. You can watch it if you wish. I will let you know on all the socials when that is up on YouTube. But as I say, if you don't like honesty and you don't like, you like the flowers and butterflies, then fair enough. But what we give you is pure, raw emotion, heart on sleeve stuff, and we always will. But today was not good enough, folks. Today was just absolutely not good enough. Cool Dude says, I'm absolutely gutted. Knee fight till we're... Yeah, look, the fight at the end, I mean, if they'd shown that in parts of the game, maybe we would have seen it, but it's just rotten. It's just shit. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for all your super chats and memberships, etc. You've been absolutely fantastic this afternoon. Thank you to the mods. You also have been absolutely brilliant. If you have enjoyed the show, please give it a like before you leave. If you're watching on Twitter, head across to YouTube. Give us a subscribe and a like as well. It really does help. Hope that I'll get my words out in a minute. Help the channel. And of course, do subscribe. Check out the toonreview.com as well for all your merchandise, especially with the build up to Christmas. That link is pinned near the top of the description. There's hoodies and t-shirts and all sorts on there to get yourself something nice, or friend or family, something for Christmas. But make sure you get your orders in soon so that you make sure you're guaranteed a Christmas delivery. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, folks. It's been a pleasure to do the commentary to you guys. It was not a pleasure to watch Sunderland have the bragging rights yet again. We'll see you soon.
Come back and check out, see, breathe.